Then come out to show them. Like open the bruise up and let some of the bruised blood come out to show them. Then come out to show them, 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 come out to show them.
Listening to music with the most listeners important second order sex. And grasp will change music for the better.
America's most bloody. As soon as you start sleeping, catching you off guard. We rip them now, huh?
If you're all gathered close around the phonograph.
America's most bloody. Claws, bloody, really hit star mode. Never will he boost loose feelings with the barcode. Or take a whole carload on a wasted trip. Or sit wide out lace tip from tip with him. Some rather baggies up like they cracks and rounds. Catch a tag, roll a bag of swag in a black and mouth. You twist optimal, just the raw leaf part. The list top go, bust before beat start. At the stop and go mart, acting like a spirit host done. America's most bloody. Who nominated for the best role L's? And they wondered how he dealt with stress so well. Wild guess, you could say he stays sedated. Some say booted, some say faded. Some day pray that he will grow far harmful. Recent research show it's not so darn harmful. Sometimes you might need the detox. It can help you with your rhyme flow and your beatbox. Off spike to your surprise, turn a Newport light to a joint right before your eyes. Tear a page out the good book, hear it how you want it.
America's most bloody.
I'm a kind of stupid from the station. Bloody. Protecting your perimeter.
I can't find that nigga Mellow Face nowhere.
America's bloody.
The mad villain killing mad boom. Consume weed and drink brew till we perfume the room. The beat conductor smoke 24/7. Shady.
Even that's my weapon.
How the Phillies roll really low.
In my last show, you got the sticky I spark to the law.
But don't shoot with speed, the trees will see. Quality more crew.
We get killed. The most flooded on the map.
The one Astro Black in the alley with a hood rap. When you try to react.
Even your pops got smacked.
Even your mom's got crack. Meanwhile, while my foe got packed.
You drop X, you can have the sex.
No, I smoke things.
So I can roll your shit.
I got the fat sack. All day, honey. America's most bloody.
I'm a kind of stupid from the station. Bloody. America's most bloody.
Creativity. It's a known fact that grass increases creativity from 8 to 11 times. In fact, everyone finds that they're more creative stoned than straight. So remember...
M-A-R-I-J-U? A-J-U-A-N-A. Marijuana.
Mic check.
I used to cop a lot when never cop no drop. Hold mics like ponytails tight and bobble ops. Stop, stick around, come through and dig the sound of the fly brown 606 cycle who throws the dick around. Bound to go through the plat, aim to destroy rap. It's an intricate plot of a b-boy strap. Fem stack cats get kidnapped. Then release a statement to the press, let the rest know who did that. Metal fist terrorists claim responsibility. Broken household name usually set in hostility. What is MF, you silly? I like to take men to the end for 2 milli. Do-do-do-do-do, that's an audio daily double. Rappers need to fall off just to save me the trouble. Yo, watch your own back, hit in and go out alone, black. Stay in the zone, turn H2O to cognac. On Tuesday, ever since the womb till I'm back with my brother went, that's what my tumor say. Right above my government tumulate, either unmarked or engraved, hey, who's to say? I wrote this one in BCDC O section. If you don't believe me, go get bagged and checked in. Cell number 17 up under the top bunk. I say this not to be mean, was bad luck a pop junk. Pop the trunk, we'll see cyberpunk, leave him left scrape. God forbid, if ain't no escape, blame a left tape. Definition super villain, a killer who loved children, one who is well skilled in destruction as well as building. While Sidney Sheldon teaches the trife to be trifer. I'm trading science fiction with my man, a live lifer. A Pied Piper, holler a rhyme, a dollar and a dime. Do his thing, ring around the white collar crime. Get out my face, ask about my case, need toothpaste. Professor Mint, monkey style nigga to death then. And dope fiends still in their teens. Shook niggas turn witness. Real men's mind their own business. That's the difference between sissy pissy rappers is double dutch. How come I hold a microphone double clutch? COs make rounds, never have ox found on shakedown, lockdown, wet dreams of Fox Brown. On doomsday, ever since the womb till I'm back where my brother went. That's what my tumor say. Right up on my government accumulate, either unmarked or engraved, hey, who's to say? Doomsday, ever since the womb till I'm back to the essence, read it off the tomb, either engraved or unmarked grave, who's to say? Pass the mic like Pastor P's like they used to say. Some MFers don't like how Sally walk. I tell y'all fools hella cool, her ladies from Cali talk. Never let it interfere with the Yeti ghetto slang. Nicknames off nipple and temper nipples metal fang. Known amongst hoes for the bang bang. Known amongst foes for flow without no talking orangutans. Only gin and tang, guzzle out a rusty tin can. Me and this mic is like yin and yang. Clang, crime don't pay. Listen, you, it's like me holding up the line at the kissing booth. I took her back to the truck, she was uncool. Spitting all out the sunroof through her missing tooth. But then she has a sexy voice, sound like Jazzy Joyce. So I turned it up faster than a speeding knife. Strong enough to please a wife. Able to drop today's math in the 48 keys of life. Cut the crap, far as rap. Touch the mic and get the same thing an A-Rab would do to you for stealing. What the devil? He's on another level. It's a word, no a name. MF, the super villain. Doomsday. Right around.
When I was led to you, I knew you were the one for me. I swear the whole world could feel you, MC.
Once upon a time, there was a little
little boy who lived in the deep, dark jungles of Africa. His name was Little Sambo.
Uh-oh, Zio's exercising his right to be hostile. They always trying to say that cool is weak. I don't understand, man. Don't understand. Nah, I don't know. My temper's up to like 10. When switch up his thoughts that I recommend. Minus his flood, but thicker as blood. Plus still some stay stud like sticks in the mud. Ibuprofen from liquids keep me from flipping daily. Yet I constantly slip into thinking kinda loony. In my logo, you see us? Whoever said that cool is me. Holy smokes, I see it's a joke to make a mockery of the original folks. Okay, joke's over, but still a close over. Us with no love for no clover. This irritates X, so goes into my text. To erase one N-word complex. Some rock, extra fuzz of what was. In any decker, the joke's on cuz. Does on top of my head stand 7 thick. Hairs that even if I wanted to, I couldn't pick. Pigment, is this a defect in birth? Or more an example of the richness in earth? Lips and eyes, I'm in a traits of more race. Does not take them 95% of one's face, but still I see in the back 2 or 3 ignorant punks pointing at me. Oh, I beg your pardon. But have you ever seen this brother walking around here anywhere? He must be a missing person. Have you ever saw space on a milk carton? Tricky. Must be part of the gas face series. The same one who started Black Cat Bad Luck Theories. Yeah, he done it. This place, he runs it. And I'm guilty. I'm contraction 400. Judgy, not the unjudged is where he slipped. The real guilty is filthy. He took Egypt, blew the nose right off the Sphinx. Now when the ink's ugly as when our hair kinks, we thinks, then zap goes the nap. Now I got's good here. If that's good here, then bad's a hooked here. Comb, twisted dome, braided or faded. The first man played it and now we hate it. Robbed of our culture. True indeed, I bear witness and recommend this mental fitness. So get this loaded to me and pointed out a goon G, then ask him, who you calling Moody? Oh man, damn man. You know, they wanna call me a monkey, a cool, a jigaboo, a booger man. Yo, Bert. Yo, Bert.
What is it?
Yo, G, they wanna call me all these names,
I know
man.
what we can do.
What can we do, G?
We'll ask someone out there to find
Little Sambo.
What you be needing, G?
all kids. Pick up a crayon. No, them.
What?
Yes, kids, pick up a crayon. Look for
Little Sambo.
Oh.
when you find it, draw a circle around it.
Yo, Bert, you get some props, G. Yo, hot that, man. Hey. Yo, you got to rock that hump shit for me later, too. Living off borrowed time, the clock tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick Dastardly and Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. ICE Cole, nice to be old. Y2GC twice to threefold. He sold scrolls, lo and behold. Know who's the illest ever, like the greatest story told. Keep your glory gold and glitter for half of this.
What's going on, Dre? My bad, man. Just
No, you good. Yeah, give me some time.
No,
bro.
you good. If anything, just give me a time to let people know, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, MF Doom, man. I thought to start the show and, you know what I'm saying, play a couple more records. Yeah, I'm going to play a couple more records, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know I was on the screen right now. All right, I bet.
Yeah, man. I just want to play some records from him, you know what I'm saying? Had to roll his L, had to put one in the air for OG, man, because that's definitely one of our hip-hop legends right there, man. And it's crazy, B, how he really did some villain shit just to leave 2020, man. Like, only fucking Doom, bro. Only Doom. But I was playing some of the classics, man. I was playing a couple more, then we're gonna get into these awards and such. But man, this just took us so randomly that it's just I gotta play these joints, man.
Niggas that take him out the picture. The other half is rich and it don't mean shit to. Feeling a mixture between both with a twist of liquor, chasing with more beer. Tasting like truth for dear. When he at the mic, it's like the place get like, oh yeah. It's like they know what's about to happen. Just keep your eye out like I capping. Is he still a fly guy clapping if nobody ain't hear it? And can they testify from in the spirit? And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got all applause. Hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Either that, or either one with two blades on it. Hit you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it. Yeah, it's like the end to the means. Fuck type of message that sends to the fiends. That's why he bring his own needles and get more cheese than Doritos, Cheetos, or Fritos. Slip like Freudian, your first and last step to playing yourself like accordion.
Come on. First step to playing yourself like accordion.
When he at the mic, you don't go next. Leaving pussy cats like why hoes need Protex. Exercise index won't need Bowflex and won't take the one with no skinny legs like Joe Tex. I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me why shouldn't it be true? I get a kick out of brew. There's only one beer left. Rappers screaming all in our ears like we're deaf. Tempt me, do a number on the label. Beat up all the MCs and drink them under the table like it's on me. Put it on my tab, kid, however you get there. Foot it, cabin, iron horse it. Leave it on your face, forfeit. Bust the mic, hold it like the heat, he might toss it. Told her, tell him they stole it. He told her he lost it. She told him, get up it and a bunch of other more shit. Getting money, DTs be getting no new leads. It's like eating watermelon, stay spitting new seeds. Mr. Weed, give me some of what he drooping off. As soon as he wake up, choking like it was whooping cough. They grew business off. First hour at the open bar, they trooping off. He went to go laugh and get some head by the side road. She asked him autograph a derriere red to wide road. This yard bird tastes like fried toad, turd, rum villain. Take pride in cold words. Crooked eye mode, nerd geek with a cold heart. Probably speaking in rhymes as an old fart. Studying how to eat to die by the pizza guy. No, he's not too fly to ski. In the squeeze of eye, the squeeze of thigh. Maybe give her curves a feel. The same way she feel it when you flow with nerves of steel. They call it super when they need their back plumbing fix. How is only one left? The pack coming six. Whatever happened to 2 and 3? A herb tried to slide with 4 and 5 and got caught. Like, what you doing, G? Don't make them have to get cutting like truancy. Matter of fact, not for nothing right now. You and me.
Yo, the amount of people that went off this sample, yo, is crazy.
MCs sound like cheerleaders, rapping and dancing like redhead kingpin. Dude came to do the thing again, no matter who be blinging. He do it for the smelly hubbies. Seeds know what time it is, like it's time for Teletubbies. If you can do it, even if you can sell it. Take it from the dude who wear a mask like a tarted helmet. He plot shows like robberies. In and out, 1, 2, 3, nobody's pleased. Run the cash and you won't get a wet sweatshirt. The mic is the shotty, nobody move, nobody get hurt. Bring heat like the boy done go on the wall. He came in the door and everybody on the floor. A whole string of jobs like we on tour. Every night on the score, coming to your corner store. Hey, yo, y'all can't stand right here. In his right hand was your man's worst nightmare. Loud enough to burst his right eardrum close range. The game is not only dangerous, but it's most strange. I sell rhymes like dimes. The one who mostly keep cash but brag about the broken times. Joker rhymes like the issue just having to see me trick. Classical slapstick rappers need chapstick. A lot of them sound like they're in a talent show, so I give them something to remember like the Alamo. Tally ho, a hot joker like Space Game. Came back from 5 years late and stayed the same. Electromagnetic field blocks all logic spots. She shots of biological clock. When I hit it, slid it to the shit, I thought I killed a goose. The power use was pure brittle water, filter juice. Keep a pen like a fiend, keep a pipe with him. Gentleman who lent a pen to a friend who write with him. Never seen this shit again, but he's still my dunny. The only thing that come between us is krill and money. I show rhymes like dimes, the one who mostly keep cash and brag about the broken times. Better rhymes make for better songs, and that is not if you got a lot of what it takes just to get along. Surrender now. Serious setbacks, got get back, connects, wet back, get stacks. Even if you got to get jet black, head to toe, to get the dough, battle for bottles of Mo or Joe. This fly flow, take practice like Tom Bo with Billy Breaks. Boy, you're too kind, really thanks. To the corner lost forever like, oh my darling Clementine. He hold his heart when he tellin' rhyme. When it's his time, I hope his soul go to heaven. He nasty like the old time, old number 7. You still taste it when you chase it with the Coca-Cola. Make her wish they could erase it out the Motorola. I told her, no credit for a bag. If you want what they got, then go get it. It's all gat. Only in America could you find a way to earn a healthy buck and still keep your attitude on self-destruct. I sell rhymes like dimes. The one who mostly keep cash, but tell about the broke times. Joke around like this, you just happy to see me try. Classical slapstick rappers need chapstick. A lot of them sound like they ain't a talent show, so I give them something to remember like the Alamo. Tally ho, high joker like the Space Game. Came back from 5 years lane. Stayed the same, saying electromagnetic field will block all logic, spot and shock a biological clock. When I hit it, slid it to the shit, I thought I killed a goose. A power use was pure brittle water, filter juice. Keep a pen like a fiend, keep a pipe with him. Gentleman who lent a pen to a friend who write with him. Never seen this shit again, but he's still my dunny. Only thing that come between us is krill and money. We sell rhymes like dimes. The one who mostly keep cash, but tell about the broke times.
In your heart tonight, she reflects that she owes you sweet happiness. She wants to play. Check it out, y'all. You don't stop. Keep on. Shout.
Come on, man. I fucking love this beat, bro.
Regulation status right here, Problem Recordings, 1999. Yeah! Now, what are you supposed to say on the end of records? I don't know. Yeah! Woo!
Yeah. Bro, these samples so fucking clean.
When you come around, you bring brighter days. She told me, Lord, you're perfect one. I just told her, he told her, I will rock this microphone always. I hold the mic like niggas holding girls tight, but I ain't after her. Probably the act of a pearl white, the hook of nine. But many times out and hit it, just Mississippi more times than dimes with a blister. When we fucked off, I crashed the barbecue like Riddick at the Garden Truth. That's the Garden Eve party food. The cheapers, I was told back. The whole get access to my people.
I like how it sounds with that beat. I know that beat.
Boss, I'm calling you a super though, you know the super villain. I had this style ever since I was a child. I got this upper style, I ain't flipping around. It goes pure scientific intelligence, with 1 point of relevance. MCs whose styles need elements, and once the smoke clear elements, the super motherfucking villain nigga came through war like the elements. On 99 plus one of them, and with a flow to pull a 4 nigga foul from out in front of him. When we with y'all, we had tons of fun. Me and my tons of dumb, actual true living sons of them. Dead planets and guard jewels, throwing divine rules to come through. We will overcharge you.
His multi game was so clean too.
scientific on berserk like red alert. I really want to pick up was nerd for cheddar dirt. The funniest experiments is where I went, obviously dead bang, and spent every red cent to rule you, and still drop more jewels than schools do, or even TV news is designed to fool you. Yeah, you who hear the most grimy suggestions for brothers with fly names and ID questions. That's a sequel like Victoria Teddy says that's edible. Guns not ready yet for the incredible team of MCs who broke off fakes who thought they was slaughterproof. Stomping through like North Lake waterproof. Tat tat at the end of that. After hit the bar where baby girl bartender at. I told her more wine jingling with no single mentions of. Stay tuned for more spine tingling adventures of.
Man, I was putting together my list, you know what I'm saying, of like contenders. I know some of these clearly ain't match of the year or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, that I always go for honorable mentions.
But man, I was like really trying to like think back, like, damn man, I'm starting to feel like I'm forgetting some of the AEW stuff, you know. So like I just went and did like a quick little like review of the pay-per-views and shit, and I'm like,
it was a lot of good shit.
Yeah, I was like, damn, like I damn near got like a page of like contenders, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, this is crazy. Like there was some.
Yeah, I was motherfucking I was going ham with just backtracking and shit like that. It was just crazy, bro. It was crazy how much shit happened this year, like on the low, like it given the pandemic and such. Like wrestling still thrived as well in the sense of trying to entertain the people, and they still was giving us some good matches and shit like that. So I thought that was a really dope shit, man. But yo, anything quick thing, man. Welcome to Get Your Bars Off podcast, part 2. Fuck 2020, man. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, bro, man. Happy New Year to the whole gang. Everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that supports the show, all of that stuff, man. All that good stuff you're supposed to say at the beginning of the year. But man, Jenkins, what's going on? My man's in the chat. What's going on, bro? But yeah, man, we did the first part of the show. We just did like a recap of 2020, and we gave a little preview of our top 10 albums of the year. Now we're going to get into this episode. It's just all battle rap, wrestling, hip rap shit, awards, you know what I'm saying, top 10s, all of that good stuff. And we're going to be here sitting here discussing it. We're going to be having homies pull up here and there throughout the show. Right now with my bro, Andre. What's going on, bro?
Yo, shit, what's good with you, bro, man? Happy New Year to everybody, man. Real quick, do me a favor, take the time real quick, go up over there if you're on Facebook and go to the whole effing show. And make sure y'all hit that like and follow up on there, man, for the little game. And, you know, I'm getting into that streaming. Also on Twitch, same handle, the whole effing show. Thank y'all for having me on Get Your Bars Off. It's an honor. I know y'all be doing y'all numbers over here, so I appreciate the free publicity, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Uplifting the community, you know.
So man, you know we always my family. That's you family, bro.
You know that, man. You know, man. BC, brother, you already know what's up, man. But
let me get a quick two for that real quick. But man, let's get into this shit, man. Let's start with wrestling, because you know that's our repertoire. So man. I mean, like I said, 2020, just given the pandemic, that really literally put a hole in the whole wrestling year. Like just given how the beginning of 2020 was with the Rumble, the Rumble at least, fucking Revolution at AEW, like those shows were, and just going back to see like those matches, just see the crowd and participation and just interaction is like, damn, this feels like this was just a whole other year or something. Like, you know, it felt so weird, but thank God to some of these guys. And let's be honest, this pandemic kind of exposed some wrestlers who really, really needed the crowd to be over. We seen guys who were just really great talents show up and show out in this pandemic. And I just had to give them some credit. Like, you know what I'm saying? This was a real tough time for a lot of us, and wrestling and or rap or such like that, the ones that provided us with great quality helped us get through this shit for real.
Yeah, man. I'm glad 2020 over. That shit was rough, but man, you know what? Wrestling, it really didn't miss a beat. You know, it kind of thrived, kind of like battle rap in a sense. That's kind of how they have that correlation, you know, like they really just kept grinding, you know, and like you expect that from Vince, you know. Salute to Tony Khan to be such a like young owner in the game, you know, and he's already out here competing with Vince and arguably got the best brand. Like they, you know, it's in the same league as New Japan and WWE and NXT out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like that alone is wild impressive. Obviously, he got the financial backing, but he also got that fan knowledge. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
and like seeing the way he
And an
runs
open ear
things,
too.
it's like damn, like he's just so in tune because it's just like as if like you or me were to like have the money to run a wrestling company. Like you could tell it's like a person who grew up like a fan of wrestling, like, yo, man, like let me like, you know, like the booking, it feels like something that like someone who's like really passionate, you know, like I guess with Vince, maybe it's just a different time, you know what I'm saying? Things is a whole lot different, you know, and he's a little bit out of tune with it, you know, but he ain't really
Yeah.
taking advice. He always at the helm of everything. So
Yeah, it's
man,
definitely a different
yeah.
dynamic over there. And I mean, and speak on this. I mean, my like, I hope we have a better 2020. Well, I hope these certain companies, a lot of our independent companies, were not able to thrive as much as we thought the bigger companies were. We seen them; they had the financial backings and or enough talent to keep the shit going or whatever. But we seen some companies who weren't able to even produce matches this year. A lot of UK companies, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, American companies that needed that fan support, those ticket sales to keep the lights on. And with no people being allowed in events, that shit really fucked up a lot of places. So I hope 2021 definitely keeps, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people are able to keep their lights on, man, because 2020 fucked up a lot
Bro, when you
of
said that,
independent
I
places.
started to laugh because it just automatically made me think of when Evil Uno was trying to like get the GoFundMe to help out like the wrestlers who weren't working, and Braun Strowman came at him and everything. You know, I'm just like, damn, bro, you wild right now, but dude, like,
Yeah, man, niggas be wildin', bro, but
come on, my G, like let a brother eat. You know, like
but it's true though. Like there was a lot of wrestlers who couldn't eat like that during this pandemic because, you know what I'm saying, they placed this, they main promotion wasn't open. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to brands like MLW who was able to really keep their lights on during this shit. It's still, you know what I'm saying, provide, you know what I'm saying, good content. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Pt.2 holding it down as a champion over there. I feel like they get thrown under the rug a lot. Shout out to Vishay, who was one of the guys that put me onto that shit heavy, made me really want to watch that shit. And they got some good guys over there. I really fucking with Jacob Fatu. I
for
mean,
MLW,
yeah, I think
yeah.
times like this, you need a champion like that to still draw. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, when you have so many other places, you know what I'm saying, down and out, and or you got the big leagues, it's like, all right, well, we might be the only, you know what I'm saying, real independent brand out here. We gotta have somebody that's gonna make people bring their eyes over here, especially if we're on Wednesdays. They go on at 7 right before AEW and NXT. So it's like they're making sure people are watching this shit. So I mean, it's like people find little ways to still keep themselves, you know what I'm saying, going and so forth like that. But like I said, 2020 had its big moments, and for the little guys, definitely had some bad moments. How do you think 2020 affected New Japan? Because, you know, with them being over in the
You know what? I ain't gonna lie, bro. With New Japan, man, I was going back and watching it like a couple of days, and like I fell out with New Japan right after New Beginning because that's like right after that the pandemic hit, and after
Mhm.
that, like just like I just kind of like fell off of wrestling in general for a minute. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But man, at that time, I forgot how good it was until I went back and watched it again because like I remember like I watched and I wasn't watching like every single last match in between the major pay-per-view type shit. But like I remember watching like the whole G1 that Ibushi won going up into the double night Wrestle Kingdom, which was actually technically this 2020, you know what I'm saying? So that Wrestle Kingdom, I have to go back and rewatch it because it's like, damn, I remember watching there's some real good matches, but I can't remember what would even be in the discussion, you know? But then I recall like immediately like, oh yeah, you know, it was that Will Ospreay and that in the time
Harambe?
like Takashi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
They
was
stole
saying in
the
the
show,
chat,
yeah.
man.
They stole the show that first night, and then the second night I was like, oh, you know what? It really was that Naito and Okada match at the end. Like, there was so much story to that. It damn near, it was almost parallel to, I ain't gonna say the Kenny Omega and Okada rivalry,
I
but it
get
was
what you're
like,
saying. I kind of get what you're saying. When you talk about Naito and Okada.
yeah, it's like it has that
Oh
long
yeah, yeah.
story, got
Yeah,
years
let's keep it
of,
tall. Story wise, it's a
years,
better story.
yeah. So it was
We
just
can
like,
keep it tall
man.
up here. You know, Omega's my
No,
guy.
I'm not,
Through
I'm
and through.
not, no, I'm gonna say they're like hand in hand, bro. Because like the
Well,
Omega's like from the mud, like you made that like Daniel
yeah,
Bryan type shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
So is Naito, but that's why I can see where you say the
I
parallel.
mean, yeah.
You
When
say the
that
parallel.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah,
damn,
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
he kept losing to this dude after the big one. So for him to finally get it, you know, it was like, all right. And they wrestled for like 45 minutes, you know. But then I watched the Kenta match back, and I'm like, damn, this is maybe even better than that match. And that match is like
Who,
50.
who was it? Kenta Tanahashi?
No, Kenta and Naito at New Beginning after
Oh,
because
in
at
the
the
beginning,
end
I
of
thought we were talking
Wrestle
about Prince
Kingdom,
Kingdom. Pardon me.
he messed up the ending for Naito. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I kind of felt like, damn, I would love for him to somehow weasel his way into the main event this year, you know?
He
Because
did get that. He did attack Naito at Wrestle Kingdom when he won the championship, right? Yeah,
yeah,
then
and
he
ended
went on up with the
he ended
joint.
the show.
Ah,
My nigga. I'm like, bro, how do you end the show at Wrestle Kingdom and now you just like, you know, like you do the little one match right after, which was a crazy good
it
match.
was a
Like
really good match. Yeah, shout out to
that
them.
was the last big show. I think they had 11,000 people at that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, the pandemic hits. But man, that match was 50 minutes and it had
Well,
everything, in it, bro.
well, wasn't they shit already moving? Like, wasn't COVID already moving over there?
I'm not certain, but this was in February.
Well, I don't know. I
But
know.
yeah,
I don't know.
like
But
I know I had my birthday before any of that shit popped off. Like I remember shit happened like around February, March. You know, like late February, March, and this shit was late February, so they
yeah,
got that one off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you're right. They probably did the no, they probably did the same time America did it. But yeah, man, Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, that was that. For lack of better, I don't feel like I don't want to say it like that, but with just how crazy 2020 was, Wrestle Kingdom kind of came and went. It's just because it was like that happened, COVID hit, then you know what I'm saying, Mania. I mean, Rumble comes around. We get the whole Drew shit. Well, that's like one of the biggest things going in right there, and then that leads into Road to WrestleMania. Fire like it was so much shit that was just like you needed a little bit more than just really good wrestling to draw people in at this time. You know what I'm saying? Like people needed to be thoroughly entertained. And I feel like New Japan, maybe the booking or just, I don't know, man, where
I
people
ain't gonna say it's the booking. I think that they just don't
they
have that.
they did have some quirky booking
I
and
just
shit.
don't think they have that American star to get that appeal on the Western audience. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Yes
they
and
lost,
no, but
they
you gotta
lost
think
to
about it. They
Omega,
went through,
the Young Bucks, bro. Like what they
but
got right
we went through
now.
all those years
Jay
of them
White,
trying to get them over to the states, of getting the views from the people from the states over here and vice versa. At least bring talent over there too. So I don't think it's that big of a disconnect
because
as
like
it
look,
was like 2014, 15. No, I don't think so.
someone said in the polls when we put out those polls, you know, and I looked in both polls, and it's like, damn, like Kota Ibushi like got like maybe four votes in one poll, and then like maybe like two in another, you know, and I'm just like,
Because it's like, is there any like? As I'm saying, it was like no big draw to their matches. That's
I
all I'm
mean, bro,
saying.
I'm going back and
The
watching these
matches are
matches, and
probably
I'm like,
great.
they are going ham, and with Japan, they got more audience than we got. You know what I'm saying? Because like they follow
They was
protocol.
able to go back quicker.
Yeah, they follow protocol. So by the time it got to the G1, they got crowds again.
Mm-hmm.
And they up over there killing it, bro. Like I wasn't in tune though, you know what I'm saying? Because so much going on. But going back and watching it now, I'm just like, yo, these matches are crazy. But when you ain't got the whole Bullet Club popping like it was, when you had Omega and the Bucks and everybody over there, you know what I'm saying? AJ and stuff. Once they're all you're watching what they're doing elsewhere now, like, oh shit, they got the Bullet Club coming back over here on Impact and AEW, like that's the Bullet Club we care about, like they
Yeah,
need another
I
they
can't
need
sit there and
another
lie and say
Rick
like that.
Flag, you know what I'm
I
saying?
can't lie and say that the elite didn't take fans with them. I can't sit there and lie and say that they didn't. But I won't say that it's not people who started watching because of them. That's not still watching. Well, that's still watching. You know what I'm saying? I think so. You know what I'm saying? But like, is it as big as it was 2016, 17? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? But I personally think it's because of just their booking. Like my thing is when it was time for Ibushi to be crowned, they should have did it. You know what I'm saying? But they went with. I mean, they did the Naito story. I mean, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
they have to.
There's nothing wrong with that. I love the Naito story. But if you want, like you said, to be able to make that draw over here, Ibushi should be winning that shit at least this year. At Wrestle Kingdom, he should be winning the shit at least this year.
That's the
You want to
scary
make
thing
big
to me.
change.
I'm like, bruh, that's the scary thing is, man, are they gonna screw Ibushi over to think Jay White's gonna be that Western appeal? Because I don't, I'm like, I don't.
I like Jay White,
I
but
like Jay White, but I don't think he's that person though either. Though you know what I'm
everybody
saying?
from East
Like,
to West wants Ibushi as champion right
like
now.
honestly, I don't even like Jay White. Like I like Jay White. He's and I see why they have him as the leader of the Bullet Club because he could talk English good. You know what I'm saying? But with Kenta on the squad, it's just like, bruh, I'd rather have Kenta as the leader. That means you gotta go type shit because it's like you're too outspoken for you to not be the leader when the other dude can't talk as good as you. You know what I'm saying?
But my whole thing with that was like,
I'm kind of split on that, man. I'm kind of split on what I just said, man. Because at the same time,
I think Gato and Jado adding themselves into Bullet Club and kind of doing the whole like authority figure type, you know what I'm saying, helping the faction type shit. I think that kind of like put a sour taste in a lot of people's like mouth paws, just in the sense of like this is the same shit we get in WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the type of shit I'm really looking for over here. And if anything, I was usually get it from the American wrestlers because that was their thing. But I don't know. Like I said, that's the part of the weird booking I'm talking about. Like just that the evil move.
I was
Like,
about to just say no though. I was about to say with the pandemic, bro, like the person it affected the most, like negatively, was Drew McIntyre because it took away his big moment at WrestleMania in front of a big crowd.
I'll say for that moment, but
like Rhea Ripley, you know what I'm saying? It took away from her big moment at a WrestleMania, to end up being in an empty ass performance center. So like that's who it affected the most. Now, who benefited the most was definitely Evil. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't think so though, bro. He didn't draw like that to me, man.
Bruh, that was a Triple H. Naito pulled a Triple H down for my niggas moment right there, bro. Like, like I gotta put my niggas.
It wasn't Naito. That's Jado and Gato, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's dumb.
They only could work with the people they had in country at the time for one, and then Naito definitely, just having the title, like he had to have some input on who he was gonna drop the title to, and he was like, "Yo, let me go, with my boy Evil." Probably, you know what I'm saying? Like he probably had a thing
into. I would have went with Sonata.
You gotta think. No, Evil was the first person to join his crew, bro. Evil was.
I got you on that, but bro, his best year was 2000.
And yo, that's what I kind of liked about. That was the only thing I liked about Evil having that moment, like, and that being like a real like Triple H, because Triple H always looked out for like anyone in the clique, the New Age Outlaws, like they've been in the Hall of Fame like twice now and shit. Like it's just like, bruh, like like they get wild more mention than a lot of other legends who are even bigger legends than them. You know what I'm saying? Because they Triple H's boys, and that's what I felt like Naito kind of did. Like he was just like, all right, let's give it to Evil, because Evil was always supposed to be that person who got that next look. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
I'm
like
saying
you said,
2019 was amazing.
Sonata just joined the crew and just started to outshine him. You know what I'm saying? He really started to like, in the sense, like
He went blonde and went crazy.
he was like really on Naito's level for a minute. Like you're just like, yo, man, any minute now, he's about to surpass Naito, and it's gonna be him and Okada as the face, because you kind of know what he's looking for. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why I was like, that's why I was even more confused with. Now y'all want to pull the trigger on Evil? Like now, y'all should have did that 2019 when he was one of the hottest things in New Japan.
Bruh, that's why I'm like, yo, but for Naito to do that, I was just like, bruh, that to me was like Seth Rollins cashing in the Money in the Bank and getting the title before Roman Reigns ever got it, bruh. Because like you was like during that Shield run, like everybody knew, like, all right, they paired Roman with these two people because one's about to like make sure you got a good ass match no matter what, and the other one's gonna make sure you got a fire promo no matter what, and a good match if he's the one stuck with you. So no matter what, you're protected, you know. So, but we all knew like he's the one that was gonna get the title first, you know what I'm saying, and then they was gonna put the other two aside unless they do their thing, which they managed to do, you know. But when they ended up giving Seth the title first, like that was like what I've seen with Evil and Sonata. It was just like, all right, you kind of see now, like they grooming Sonata, you know, even though Evil was like putting in that work for a minute, you know, but that in that sense, I was happy for him, you know. But like you said, like it was like he wasn't in his prime no more, you know. But
it's not that he wasn't in his prime because he's still great. It's just
like
it's just after his 2019, you started seeing like Ibushi just started.
It's not him in his prime. It's just
like,
other people being in their prime. Where you're like, all right, like it's on
I feel like, and I want to move on to WWE AEW and how they went in 2020. But just the whole double title thing, I thought it was good for Wrestle Kingdom, but me personally, I felt like they should have like let them defend it separately to at least open the door for more wrestlers to be able to get like move and shake, because you pretty much locked up the whole IC division with the, you know what I'm saying, with the heavyweight division. So it's like not too many niggas can, you know what I'm saying, all be in the main event against Naito. So it's like you kind of, I rather wish they would have let, you know what I'm saying, did it for the night, maybe for New Beginnings, and then like gave the title to get an IC title to Kenta or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or Evil could have won the IC title or the heavyweight title and, you know what I'm saying, left Naito with the IC, something of that nature. Just to let more wrestlers, you know what I'm saying, move and shake, but that's
how unselfish Naito is. He made sure his boy was the second person to be the second and the only other person to be the double champ. Then he's like, now give me back my titles. Now I'm the only person to be a multiple time 2 champion. You know what I'm saying? So like even with at that time too, right when he did the double champion thing, like everybody damn near had like a double champion. You know what I'm saying? Like in a sense, Kenny Omega was a double champion like damn near the whole year because he had the AAA title for damn near a whole year.
Yeah.
And then he started off with like the tag titles. And so he'd have 2 belts, but he'd only really show one. Same thing with John Moxley. Like he'd have the AEW world title, but then he'd also have the US title, which he still has. You know what I'm saying?
Holding that shit hostage.
Yeah. And then Keith Lee, he was the only one. He got both titles, the NXT and the North American, and then he just handed it off immediately, which I mean everybody else at that point kind of should have did too, you know what I'm saying? But
I'm saying like the double title fit is good for the match, but for the rest of the year, nah.
The whole year,
I don't want to see that shit. You locking up a whole division. But New Japan, I feel like they're gonna have a better 2021 coming out of this Wrestle Kingdom, depending on, like I said, what moves they make. I mean, that's what the greatness of Wrestle Kingdom is. You really never know what's gonna happen. So I'm always interested in that. WWE 2020, man. I thought they were surprisingly really good this year, bro. I'm never gonna hold you. Like compared to other years, this was one of my favorite years from like WWE main roster, for real, for real. We had Randy Orton having one of his best years. Drew
Randy
McIntyre.
Orton was cooking this year, bro. Randy Orton, yo. I'm glad you started off with Randy Orton because I wasn't even thinking Randy Orton, bro. But now that you mention him, like now that I think about the polls, he was like number one on both polls. Like he was number one, I believe, on both polls, bro. Like he
Yeah,
was good,
bro.
bro. Like
If you think
character
about it,
wise, because it's never really his
you
I ain't
start,
gonna hold you. His matches, like he might have a one or two that might be like match of the year contender, maybe three or four, but it's really like his character work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, the feuds, bro. He knows how to
yeah,
like, really sell a feud. You start the year off Mania season with Edge. Then we go to Drew McIntyre. Then you get the little stint with Keith Lee. We go back to Drew. Now we with Fiend, and it's like all of these joints been compelling.
yeah.
Like all of them. Like not one has been a dud. And he even put Keith Lee over. Like, come on, like he's been doing his thing, man. The whole rehashing the Legend Killer, like that was dope as fuck this year, man. What else did we get, man? He really threatened. That's what I'm saying. He didn't need no crowd to do what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? Some people really needed a crowd. Who else did they think? Like I said, the rise of Drew McIntyre as a main eventer.
Yeah, McIntyre definitely had the best year of his career.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, like the only thing, like I said again, I felt like damn, like he's like really the person like I really would at the full extent because he's one of those people who really paid his dues and shit. So like he deserves that like adulation from the crowd, like hearing all these everybody like chanting for him and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish he could get that,
but he
but
embraces it though. I think
yeah,
that's the thing I
shit
like
though,
about him. That's the thing I like about him. He doesn't. He takes it on. He takes on whatever task he got to do, and you know what I'm saying goes A1 with it. Even if it's you know what I'm saying trying to live up a bunch of computerized screens, whatever it is, he's gonna move and shake like it's 1,000 people in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I really liked about him because he really moves like a superstar. I can't even front. He moves like a superstar. He had a great year this year, man. Obviously beating Brock, Rumble, you know what I'm saying, feud with Randy. I'm really eager to see what's gonna happen with him and Sheamus. Who else, man? We had the
the Hurt Business,
Hurt
man. You know what I'm
Business,
saying?
man,
It's been
taking
this
over.
year, man. It's just been like
But this
a
really, first of
beautiful
all, let's
year,
shout out
man.
MVP for real, for revitalizing these niggas' careers, B. Because a lot of these niggas 2019 was weak. Was weak. You had what's his name? Lashley married to Lana is some weak ass shit. Cedric, you know what I'm saying, just floating around, doing whatever. Same with Shelton. You bring all of these black, you know what I'm saying,
He was
great athletes.
Ricochet's Robin. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yo,
Ricochet be like the superhero gimmick, man. Like he was tagging along Ricochet like he was a sidekick. Like Nightwing and everything,
right.
man. Like so, yeah,
But
he
see where
definitely
they
leveled
at
up,
now?
man.
See where they at now to go from just, you know what I'm saying, just the three-headed dragon, then the addition of Cedric, that whole you know what I'm saying, that little storyline was dope. And once he got in with them, bro, he's been having a great, you know what I'm saying, second half of his of 2020. He did, man, most definitely. Lashley, U.S. champion, holding it down, beating the shit out of Jeff Hardy, which I like to see. Get
I
Jeff Hardy
want
on the TV.
I don't
Pop
want to sound
it off the
ungrateful
TV.
or greedy or anything, man, but like I want Lashley to win the Royal Rumble, man. I want more than just the U.S. title for Lashley, man. Like when you look at Lashley, he like looks like the world champion, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how do you like he's in that mid card taking on the mid card people, man, but Lashley looks damn near like Brock Lesnar, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the match I've been wanting to see, like legit outside of wrestling. He has the same damn background pretty much. Like he even like was like in like armed forces or some shit like that. So it's like bro, how do you not build him the same way? You know what I'm saying? So like for the longest, like it, like how TNA had him. He was killing it in TNA. Like now they need to do the same thing in WWE now. Like
But do
it's
you think do you
like
think that you think it's with when he does really great somewhere? I was like with TNA, kind kind of still had MVP with him though.
Man, before he ever left, he was in WrestleMania doing he was doing stories with Vince McMahon and Stone Cold and Donald Trump. Like, man, give this man his world title run, dog. And we be always talking about people like, and I love Biggie, and I want Biggie definitely to get that main event. But I'm cool with Biggie. I'm cool with Biggie at the U.S. title as opposed to a Lashley at this point for a couple reasons. One, Lashley been like, for one, he's getting older, so he doesn't got as many years left, to have that run. So you want to hurry up and give him his due right now. And then aside from that, he put in all those years. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about Biggie, and he was the second NXT champion right after Seth Rollins. So when we look at in hindsight, like, damn, like you've been here the same time as Roman, Dean, Seth, and all them, you know what I'm saying? And you've seen all them get their world title runs and their WrestleManias and, Survivor Series and SummerSlams and Royal Rumbles time in and time out, you know what I'm saying? And you're just like, damn, bro, and you've been regulated to tag team and you had success, but you're not being that person they're choosing as like, yo, you're the face of our company. And with that being,
is there a reason for that? Because I honestly, I'm gonna keep it tall with you, bro. I don't see world champion material in Bobby Lashley. I'm gonna keep it all the way tall. I even when he had he's one of those dudes where it's like, you put him in the 80s, I'd understand. But as wrestling grew, bro, like, you needed more to be champion, like be world champion, a person you can market as champion. And Bobby don't really do nothing. Bobby's kind of boring, bro.
All right, Bobby's boring.
Bobby's boring as shit, bro.
I'll agree with you on the Bobby being boring, but Bobby been ready for the WWE World Title since they paired him with Leo Rush, bro. Like ever since he had a mouthpiece. So like
he always needs a mouthpiece though.
As far as like the look though, like when someone will watch wrestling like a casual, like to the hardcore fan or whatever, like we know he's like middle of the bunch, you know what I'm saying? But like from a paid perspective, I like to see him get his due and shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you see how other places treated him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right, man, like let him get his due. Like this whole time he came back just to face Brock, and like he's the only person who ain't scared of Brock. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that.
Like he's a legit person who could be the world champion and go out into like another media place, and they're gonna respect him as such. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna.
That's why I said. That's why I said the 80s thing, because it's like a lot of those guys were like the build and all that such.
Right, yeah, like he ain't gonna be like
they respected the look. You know what I'm saying?
So it'd probably be best to keep him off of like those type of platforms to, because he ain't really got personality. But if you have an MVP with him talking and everything, then that's another thing, But with Bobby Lashley, the difference is he's on Raw with Drew McIntyre. You know what I'm saying? So like Drew's already had an amazing whole year run. You know what I'm saying? He had a little hiccup with Randy Orton, which Randy deserved because he was like the best thing this year. You know what I'm saying? For WWE. Outside of Roman at the very end of the year, I can't give Roman, you know what I'm saying, the year off of like a month or two.
No. But it is strong enough. It is strong enough, though.
It's strong to be in contention.
His impact was crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like I put it in there, like it's in the debate, but
I'm not saying for wrestler of the year. I'm not saying it, but he has to be
it's definitely in the debate. If not, it could be an argument because he's so how managed. Not to like switch up topic, but man, with Roman's like he had so much heat to be able to like have all that gone, bruh. And the opposite now, like it's crazy.
But it's not that it's switched. He found a way to get the heat correctly in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this whole boss shit, like tribal chief shit, even to the point of coming to a match literally halfway through it and win. Like, yo, bro, what? Roman was wilding this year, bro. I've never seen that in my life. Bro came in middle of the match.
Damn, I got my matches. I ain't got my wrestlers down yet. My top 10 or whatever. I'm like reflecting while we talk about it. Roman definitely is in contention, man. Because just to be able to
everything he's been doing with Jey Uso, man, is just oh my god, bro.
What Roman did damn near reminds me of when The Rock found himself. You know what I'm saying? Like at first they gave him that shitty, you know what I'm saying? But once he got in the nation and started to like really develop his character, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, all right, he finally got his character. Like I don't know how much that goes to Paul Heyman. I would think a lot. Honestly, you know, Paul Heyman is a great mouthpiece as well for him.
But Roman's selling it though.
Man, Roman, Roman, he's having his shit.
You remember those promos he had with Cena, and Cena was making him look like a rookie?
Yeah. The only thing he could do is call him a bitch.
He ain't nowhere near that no more. He ain't nowhere near that. And shout out to Roman for that, man. They definitely made that fourth quarter like look real different for WWE. And I know they were happy as hell. You know, when contract negotiations come up, Paul's asking for the check. The check. I done produced 2 like monumental champions for y'all. Are you kidding me? I need the check.
Paul Heyman is cold-blooded, man. This dude been getting paid this whole time, still ain't paid his ECW workers.
Yo, you a fool.
Sick, man. Like, come on, man.
Man, let's get into some of these lists before we in the first hour, man. Let's start with some of our favorite events of 2020. It doesn't have to be like a set list or anything like that. Just some of your favorite events. Some of mine, I had Revolution of AEW. I just thought that was great. We seen, like I said, Moxley get the title. You know, I think we had Cody versus MJF there, Omega versus the Bucks. So on and so forth. A lot of really great feuds and matches right there. Royal Rumble, obviously, you know what I'm saying? The whole Brock 13 eliminations. Obviously, I know that because me and my mans took shots for every elimination, stupidly. And that nigga was like throwing niggas out left or right. And then we got the Keith Lee moment. That was dope as hell. Then with Drew and the whole Ricochet kicking him in Brock in the nuts to get him eliminated. That shit, all of that was dope.
That Royal Rumble was
even
amazing.
The Final Four was
a great Royal Rumble. You're right.
That was a really great Royal Rumble this year.
Royal Rumble, bro.
NXT Portland, I thought that was a really dope card. Also, I think we had Cole versus Ciampa. I think we had Cole versus Ciampa. I think it was the Broserweights versus. I think it was versus Undisputed Era. If I'm not mistaken. I can't think of the whole card, but it was a really dope card. I think Kushida and Dream was on that too. I might be wrong. Worlds Collide, like that was unexpectedly fire this year. UE versus Imperium, crazy. Crazy.
I don't think I've seen Worlds Collide.
Yeah, bro, that you seen Worlds Collide. You had to see.
What was on the card?
Give me a second. I got you. Where I have my joint at.
Oh, that was okay. Yeah, the Undisputed versus
Imperium.
Call that, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that shit was dumb fire.
I don't recall that too goodly, but too.
Let me see. Let me bring up that card real quick. Cause I really did like that card, son. I ain't even gonna hold you. Where is that? Right before Mania. Where is it? Worlds Collide? Right after Mania. One of these two. Where is this shit? I know it was around Mania season. Oh, they did it before the Rumble. Pardon me. So they had Imperium versus UE, Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm, DIY versus Mustache Mountain was on that card. You had Jordan Devlin. Jordan Devlin versus Angel Garza versus Isaiah Scott versus Travis Banks. That shit was dope. Finn Balor versus Ilya Dragunov. Then you had Kaylee Ray.
Okay, I definitely remember
Yeah,
that.
that card was fire. That was a fire.
Read that card. I'm bad. I forgot.
Yeah, and I had to go back. I had to go back when I looked at the list from the year. I'm like, oh no, I got to go back and swing and see this list. And my last joint, I'll say just Full Gear. Like that was just a lit ass card. Man. Kenny Omega Hangman, fucking FTR the Bucks. Like, come on, what more did you want from that? Like, it was more. But we had Cassidy versus who else was Cassidy? Who was Cassidy face on that card? I don't remember. But fire fucking card though, man. What are some of your favorite events from the year, bro?
Man, I can't recall too many that you didn't already mention, but offhand that you haven't mentioned, I want to say the NXT In Your House.
Oh yeah, that was dope. That was a good thing.
Io and Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, they went in ham in that one. I believe also it was Gargano versus Damian Priest on that card as well.
Yep.
And damn, like who was it? No, was that one Finn Balor? Priest?
No, I think he was right. Hold on, I think you were right. Let me see. In Your House, we got you right here. Yeah, Cole versus Dream in the backlot brawl. Keith Lee versus Gargano. Sorry, and Damian Priest. You were right.
Yeah, that I don't know. There was one with the.
Yeah, Carry Across, destroying Ciampa.
I'm trying to think of the one that was with Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly. What was that?
That was NXT 31.
31? Okay.
Yeah, that card was fire too. NXT did really well this year, man. They let Finn Balor really turn up this year, and they needed.
I was about to say too earlier, like Finn Balor had just an amazing year, bro. Like I got three match of the contenders with Finn Balor's name in it. Like
Shout out to McAfee also. I got to throw him a hat too. He definitely brought eyes to them. He was a draw at NXT. Like he was a draw. And that's crazy to say. Pat McAfee was a draw in NXT, bro. Like, you know, NXT.
I had that as one of my match of the year candidates. His debut as a match of the year candidate. That's
Cole?
Ronda Rousey, yeah, and that's a detriment to Adam Cole, like just how good Adam Cole is.
Oh yeah,
he was definitely the ring general, obviously in that matchup. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just amazing.
Shout out for Pat to really showing his athleticism though. Like for him to just be a kicker, that dude is an athletic man, yo.
Man,
because he turned up in War Games too. The fucking senton off the ring. He tried to. What else he did? I think he was doing like a springboard, some shit. Like I can't remember, but he was moving in that War Games joint, bruh. But yeah, that was some dope events from the year, man. Any other, you know what I'm saying? Definitely let us know, you know what I'm saying?
One last one. I got a WWE Hell in the Cell.
Oh, fuck.
Bro, that was one of their best, if not their best.
Yo,
review of the year, man.
Oh, bro.
You, bro.
Two matches.
And Sasha Banks killed that shit, bro. Sasha Banks and Bailey, I believe it was.
Fire.
Bro, like that was on Hell in the Cell, right?
Yes, sir. Fire match.
You know what then? They had another crazy match on SmackDown.
That made their feud even better. It makes their feud even better.
Yo, man, Sasha Banks had a crazy year, bro. Like, I damn near wanted to put Sasha versus Carmella on like my candidate list, bro. That was
a good match. It was a good match.
Ever, bro. That was her defining moment.
It was. Like, that definitely was Carmella's best match.
That shit was.
I think everybody can see that. Hell yeah.
Like, I wish Carmella could hear this shit. I hope someone tags Carmella to this motherfucking post and tell her, yo, you need to save that match. Like, she needs to go on the WWE network and record that and just.
That's how you wrestle. When I see you, that's how you wrestle. My Will Smith voice for real.
You need to get that match. Bailey versus Sasha from Takeover 1, and just study those two matches, and she'll be good to go.
Yo, you know a dud that we had on here that everybody I know Like I remember we was in the chat and we were just like, "What the fuck is this?" Bobby Lashley versus Slapjack.
Oh man, yeah, that's
You know what's sad? Shane Thorne is a good wrestler, so that should have been a good match, but it was just weak.
man. Just he got the worst mask in all of wrestling, you know. But
Nah,
like,
that
I
is-
don't want no problems with that nigga, man. Because I seen how they get down on Twitter, bro. Like they are undefeated on Twitter. Yo, man, they've been smoking everybody who talk crazy on Twitter, man. Mustafa Ali just caught a body last week, man. Like
The facts.
I don't
I
want
ain't
to.
gonna lie, outside of the Hell in a Cell matches, it was a lot of like matches, but the Hell in a Cell matches were so strong that it makes this card still fire.
Man,
They were that fire to me. Like you had Randy winning the championship here.
Walter is like people used to complain about Pete Dunne, man. Like Walter, like I really wish they did more exposure on the UK and just were like, you know, I guess because of the pandemic they weren't able to wrestle for even longer than everybody else too. But to think like he had very little opportunities to really showcase himself, and damn, he made them motherfuckers. He made an impression with so little. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
when we,
like,
I mean, you wanna go with wrestling matches or wrestlers of the year first?
let's go with the matches.
All right, let's go matches because I'm glad you said that, bro. Let me go to my list.
Man, yeah, because Walter versus Aja, bro, like I ain't
No,
gonna
it's Ilya. Ilya. I don't know. I love that name, bro. Ilya.
All right, my
That's a
apologies.
fire name, dog.
Name, man. My apologies for butchering your name, Ilya, but shit, bro. I have never laughed so hard in my life, dog. Like I can't recall laughing that hard since watching the Four Kings or the original Kings of Comedy when it first came out, right after Smoking, my G.
At a match?
No. Like when the yeah, dog. Because I just got done smoking, and then like I came in and watched that shit blaze, my dude, and like
Oh my
they
goodness.
were beating the shit out of me. I was laughing so hard, bro. I was like, "Are you serious right now?" Like, I was like, "Am I just high right now, or are they beating the fuck out of each other right now?" But
Yo, I'm telling you, son. When I seen that, bro, it was crazy. When I just rewatched it, right? I was just because shout out WWE, they had their 10 best matches little stream joint on there, right? So I went back go back and finish watching it, and it started at the end of the match where it's just Ilya just laying on the ground with a battered back, and you just sit there and be like, "Yo, what, dog?" Like you could that itself make you want to be like, "Nah, I gotta rewind this." You know what I'm saying? I have to rewind this match, bro.
I have to go back and watch it sober to think like, man, did I just smoke some really good strand and like I was just tripping out, or did they really beat the hell out of each other, bro?
I don't know, man. I like matches like that.
It was hard, but I was just like, all right, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Hidden match, bro. Like, yeah, that was a legit
match like that shit, man.
Match of the year, just off of chops, bro.
Do you want to start? Are you going from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
Man, like shit, man. I got more than 10 on my list, so I'd really.
Oh shit! Hey, yo, I don't care, bro. I don't care.
There's one match like I wouldn't have this on my top 10. I love this match, and I see why people would have it on their top 10. But like to me, like when I just think like, all right, if I'm like being like objective, you know what I'm saying, non-biased on the matter, you know what I'm saying, taking my personal, like.
Oh, we about to slander Firefly.
No, I ain't saying like no mega shit. I'm just saying if I take my personal like favorite out of it, you know what I'm saying, no biasness or whatnot. The Undertaker AJ Styles, like while I love that Boneyard matchup, you know what I'm saying, I really did think like that was like the best part of WrestleMania since losing the audience really took away from that more than any other show of the year. It hurt that, you know what I'm saying?
No, you're not lying. You're not lying.
But man, like it was such a spectacle, but it was a cinematography type matchup to where like
it was fun.
it was a great.
People don't understand. Like people, like they forget. Like some stuff. It's a fun match. You know what I'm saying? Like it was funny. It was entertaining.
Wild replay.
Yeah, come on, man.
Wild replay. Wild entertaining. Funny. Everything. I love that. But it was just too
It's
like
I was watching like one of them like one of them like 1990s like cop shows or like Walker Texas Ranger or something like that. Like, you had the moment where he was fighting all the like Drew type joints.
It was Matt Hardy shit all over again, just like on that level, if not even better, debatable. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Matt Hardy's final.
It didn't have as much quirky.
Matt Hardy's
shit.
Matt Hardy's shit was just beautiful, tiny one front. Like I can never take away from that shit. That was he changed the game with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was in that genre, you know. So it was just like, man, can I really say this is like?
And we got American Badass figure in this.
At these matches, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, like for just in ring, you know what I'm saying? Because like when I look at that match, it falls under like overall. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't fall into in-ring category for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it falls into that other stuff that falls into being a top-notch wrestler. You know, it isn't just all in-ring. You need to have that mic skills. You know what I'm saying? That
but when it comes to match of the year, it's little. I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I went into that same thinking going into my list.
I feel like I'm missing some things off, but man, when I got up on there, obviously I have to put the Okada versus Naito. Like going back, I just watched that one today. I watched like 4 matches today, and then I watched like a couple weeks back. I was thinking that Kenta like a couple weeks back was like, I remember watching that back. I was like, damn, that shit was like damn near an hour long, my nigga. Like with the celebration and shit, it was over an hour long. It was like maybe like an hour and like 20 minutes or some shit like that, my nigga. Like fucking, but that was longer than the Okada versus Naito. But the history, the story itself, it had so much of a story behind it. It's like that. It's like all they had to do was not fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And they already in contention because of so much that was going into that. But they delivered on that shit, bro. Like that was definitely the match of the night for night 2. But obviously, I can't say that was. I don't know if it was better. Like maybe just due to all those extra little things like the story and the history and everything, I might edge it over the Ospreay versus Hiromu match overall. But like if I was someone who didn't watch New Japan for the past like 6-7 years, you know what I'm saying? And that was my first time watching. That's my first Wrestle Kingdom with a new set of eyes. I could definitely see why someone would be like, Ospreay versus Takahashi was a better match. You know what I'm saying? So like, damn, I don't know where to like really place those two. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the same thing. Like another 2 matches on my list, they're both would probably fall into the top 10. I got probably like maybe 18 or so on this list, but if I was like to order them, I'm pretty sure that Adam Cole, Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, that fatal 4-way would probably make the top 10.
Ooh.
Like, I forgot about that initially when we were going over our matches in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Iron Man joint, yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, man, I totally forgot. They had that crazy-ass fucking Iron Man.
Super.
And it was like the 4 pillars of, like, NXT, bro. Like, that is like your Attitude Era Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, and Undertaker in a fatal 4-way. But for NXT, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they killed it. And like, I love the execution. You know what I'm saying? There were times where I did kind of feel like people were like just like staying outside the ring, or you know what I'm saying? Like, while
just
other people
do their little parts and stuff. Yeah, they did do that. They did do that.
Yeah, but like that was like the thing. I was like, damn, that still's a fire match, but I'm like, was it better than Balor versus Adam Cole? Like when they went 1-on-1 the following week after for the tiebreaker, you know, like I forgot how fire that match was. Went back and watched. I was like, damn, this
Bro,
is
I
like.
was so heartbroken.
I was like, this is a match of the year contender, and this is Balor finally getting back to like, you know what I'm saying?
The Prince.
Yeah, his spot, you know what I'm saying, in the elite, you know, like this, and like he kind of really went under the radar this year, like in a sense.
Here and there. The injury kind of messed him up a little bit.
I only say that because like I'm looking back on my list, I'm just like, that's two matches right there that are already like in my match of the year. And then obviously you got him versus Kyle O'Reilly, which won NXT's match of the year on in NXT, literally, you know. So it's just like, damn, bro, like Finn Balor kind of killed it this year. I'm kind of curious where they're gonna end up ranking him overall. And he's been doing that for like, he had a good stretch that he's done this. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like a 1 month type thing. He's been doing this. He's been on a run since coming back to NXT.
Nah, facts. That's a snap.
He only lost, I believe, to Adam Cole that one time he went for the title before he got his second shot at it.
He lost to Adam Cole. I mean, he lost to Adam Cole. I think he beat Tim Thatcher.
He lost to Keith Lee in that triple threat match too.
Didn't he faced Thatcher this year, right?
Huh?
He faced Thatcher this year, right?
Yeah, he beat him.
Okay, yeah, that was a goodie too.
That was a good match.
We didn't get the fight pit this year. That was last year. That was last year. Well, that was 2019, right? We didn't get the fight pit this year.
Oh,
did we get the fight pit this year?
Riddle and Thatcher, that was this year, I believe. Early.
Oh, shit.
That might, yeah. I'm glad he mentioned that, dog. Yeah, that definitely was shit.
Fight. It was crazy. That joint was so fire, bro.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to NXT for
really messed up this whole.
And now we gonna get Ciampa and Thatcher in there. Oh, quick! Who you think gonna win that?
Man, Thatcher gotta win it, man.
He got to. He undefeated.
Man. I mean, he took out Riddle, and that was a crazy match, bro. Now that you mentioned that, like, bro, I'm glad you said that because that definitely deserves to be on the top 10, bro. And I would have left that out. And that would have been a robbery, in my opinion. Just like, damn, that was a great match. That was a great match, bro.
Yo, that nigga kicked Thatcher too, bro. Hey, yo, he really had kicked Thatcher tooth out. That was insane, family. He came on, he jumped off the cage and whop, bop. I was like, yo, what in the Mortal Kombat is going on here? But no, that was dumb fire, man. My list is already set, so I'm gonna probably add that to my honorable mentions. But damn, that was such a fire match, yo. Let me see real quick.
Yeah. But let me get some. I need to start really thinking like the order. Like,
let's see. You already got on my joint. Anything I'm permanent too? Nah, I'm good with everything I got on my list. But that definitely is gonna. I'm definitely adding that to my honorable mentions, man. But let me get it. Why you just say your joint up? I'll say mine's. Honorable mention number 1, the fight pit. I gotta go with that, man. That was fire. Number 2, Finn versus Gargano. 3, Sammy versus AJ versus Shinsuke.
Finn versus Gargano. That was a fire match.
That's why I said. That's why I said it early. That's why it was originally one honorable mention. It was my number 1 honorable mention. Bro, I was so amped for that feud finally like getting to it, bro. But my third one is Sammy versus AJ versus Shinsuke. I mean, I feel like the match is good. It's a really great match, but I think the moment overshines the match. But that was such a dope moment, though. Like, Sammy was literally a genius right there, bruh. But hold on, I want to drop the tweez. Don't want to drop the tweez. I got Jordan Devlin versus Tyler Bate. I think that was Blackpool 2, if I'm not mistaken. That was this year, right? That was definitely this year. I believe Jordan Devlin versus Tyler Bate was this year, because that's when the joint where you had Triple H, Johnny Ace, and Shawn Michaels standing up with them and shit like that.
I can't even recall. I can't even recall. Been a minute with them. The only
Yeah,
the
I know
only
the
thing
UK
I
is.
was walking shit. I ain't even front.
The UK has been like outside of their UK title match. Let me see, Blackpool. Yeah. It was Blackpool 2. Blackpool 2. Number 4. You might be mad at me for this one.
This is honorable mentions, yeah.
These are honorable mentions.
All right.
Bailey versus Sasha, Hell in a Cell. I know, but once you hear my list, you'll be all right. You'll be like, okay, I understand. 5 Royal Rumble and 6 Stadium Stampede.
Royal Rumble, my nigga. That's what?
The actual Royal Rumble, like the actual match itself.
Like the Royal Rumble, that counts as a match.
Is
Like
it not a match?
I mean, technically, but like, like you 30 niggas get 30
I
niggas.
thought it was a really dope Rumble. That's what I'm saying. I thought it was dope as hell. You had Brock doing like knocking niggas out, elimination for elimination, just waiting for whatever nigga. Like he literally was having a gauntlet for himself up until, you know what I'm saying, niggas like Keith Lee came in and like the big boys started coming in. You had Drew, then like I said, the Ricochet moment, then the Final Four. Like it was dope, bro. I'm sorry, it was dope. Like I said, then I got Stadium Stampede as my last honorable mention. Then coming in at number 10, Firefly Funhouse. This is going off what we were saying earlier, where it's like it's a lot of great stories being told in it. Not a lot of wrestling though, so I can't really place it too high. But the impact of this match is undeniable. Like just how you said, with the Taker and AJ joint being one of the best parts of Mania, I feel Firefly Funhouse was the best part of Mania. Yes, people were talking about the Boneyard match, but everybody and their mama was like, what did I just see with Bray Wyatt and John Cena? You had John Cena with the NWO in this joint. It was nuts, bro. Like, that was one of the craziest, funnest, dopest matches I've seen this year. Number 9, I got coming in is Roman versus Jey Uso, Hell in a Cell. I Quit match. I mean, come on, this was just storytelling at its finest, brutality at its finest. You know what I'm saying? Great acting. You had Jay, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Jimmy come in and literally beg for, you know what I'm saying, his brother's life damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, what's good with you? Like, you got it. You got it. Like, that was crazy. You just had Roman just being the brute that he really was made to be. Like that Roman reminds me of the Roman that was marketed in the Shield. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget the big dog. Like, this Roman that just here to whoop ass. You know what I'm saying? Number 8, I got AJ versus Daniel Bryan Intercontinental Championship Finals. I just thought that match was just so dope. Classic, you know what I'm saying? Two dudes, like literally, you could probably say not really in their prime anymore, but still wrestle like they're in their prime. Like, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You know how people say LeBron's still in his prime? I guess you can still say that with AJ and Daniel Bryan. And these dudes at their age show wrestling are like they wrestling for the pure championship in Ring of Honor. You feel me? That's how that match made me feel. Number 7, I got one of my favorite matches I got to see from the G1 out of the little I got from New Japan. But just seeing this match, it was so fucking dope. Shingo versus Ospreay. I think it was, I forgot which day it was exactly, but from the G1 Climax this year, they got busy. Shingo got busy in that and Ospreay for real. They got busy in that G1 for all the way. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Shout out to Shingo. He's really becoming one of my favorite wrestlers since he got to New Japan. Number 6, I got Omega versus Pac, 30-minute Iron Man match from AEW Dynamite. I mean, what more can I say? Like, them dudes put the fuck on in that match. Number 5, I got Finn versus O'Reilly from NXT TakeOver 31. I mean, storyline in that joint was just crazy. You just know, like the the what's I want to say this the admiration you got for a nigga like Kyle O'Reilly, and you always want to see a guy like that win. You know what I'm saying? Especially how he got there. You know what I'm saying? We know Kyle O'Reilly gets busy. You know what I'm saying? But not a lot of people do. So for us to see him have a match like that with a guy we know is championship material through and through, and them dudes go as crazy as they did, breaking jaws, cracking ribs, submission hold after submission hold, strike after strike. Amazing match down to the wire. Number 4, I got Bucks versus FTR. Come on, one of the biggest feuds that we had in wrestling, interpromotional, in the promotion, all of that. In the match, it did what it's supposed to do. Like it met its expectations and then some, especially with the homage to their idols. We had the FTR do the heart attack, and what was the other move that they did, bro?
The DIY.
The DIY. Didn't it? Actually, they did 3 then, because I thought they did the joint where he did the blockbuster off the top rope, but I forgot what move that one might be. But anyways, they had that. Then you had the Bucks doing the 3D and the swan and the twisted fades to the swanton bomb. Like that was really dope, man. Little moments in the match with the little both of them in the stereo shooting star press. I mean not shooting star, sharpshooters, and they had the Bucks. You know what I mean? The FTR grabbing each other's hands and such like that. I thought that was dope. Then you had the final moment where it was like when they just did the wrong, they went outside of their character. FTR went outside of their character and flipped instead of fist. That sounds crazy, but pause if anything. But yo, they did my man Dash did an amazing 450 off the rope and missed terribly. Nick with his injured foot hit the super kick for the win, and that was just it's great storytelling, man. Anybody can go back and watch that match and just see how great that was. At 3, I got Hiromu versus Osprey. I mean, just like I said, my match of the night for I'm not G1 for Wrestle Kingdom, and it was a lot of great matches on there, and them two dudes really went balls to the wall, and it was great for just the story of Hiromu coming from the neck injury and really putting on the way he did, and Osprey putting on the way he did in the hard ass like spots that they were having. Dope ass match. Dope ass match. 2, I got Ilya Dragunov versus Walter. Brutality at his finest. Shout out to Nigel McGuinness. He's like was selling that match and calling that match like it wasn't nothing. Like I said, just pure brutality, like great energy. Like I don't even know what else to say. That's just the type of matches I like, man. And they did it to the highest degree. And number 1, I got Omega and Page versus the Bucks. I mean, just following that storyline of, you know what I'm saying, Hangman wanting to leave the Bucks, all of that such, man. And just all of that stuff intertwined made it one of my favorite matches of the year, especially that ending moment where like Hangman speculated what was about to well, I think it was the announcers were speculating if Hangman was about to hit Omega with the lariat, with the buckshot lariat, and they were like, oh well, maybe I was seeing things. I was like, oh, these niggas, oh my god, let's go. It's up. But those are my top 10, man. Those are my top 10.
Shit, I'm almost done with mine. I'm on my last one right now, but I want to do a few honorable mentions. So give me 1 second. Let's see here.
Actually, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. Mention. That, all right. All right, just one for the homie to get back. Getting my list together. Wow. All right, does that. Let me see here. What would be my top 10? For anybody tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like. Make sure y'all share the podcast. Make sure y'all hit up the comment section with your favorite wrestlers and whatnot. Who y'all think should be in the top 10? Trying to think of my top 10 right now, and it's really kind of hard to say who would really be top 10 for me, you know.
Yeah. Ugh. My bad. Had to go grab a corn muffin.
Let's see here.
I say what you got, brother.
All right, for my wrestling matches, start with 5 honorable mentions. The first one would be Io Shirai versus Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley at In Your House.
Mm-hmm.
The ladies, I feel like they kind of stole the show on that one. Like that was a good showing for them. They really cooked on that one.
Io crazy ass jumped off the roof and shit.
Io always doing some wild shit, man. War games with the trash can. Io's wild, man. Io had a crazy year. Like, I'm glad I didn't put down my top 10 list yet for the women, not for women, but overall, because she definitely might be in that top 10 list, if not an honorable mention for sure. But yeah, that matchup, that triple threat. Then I have to put the Sasha Banks versus Bailey from SmackDown. This is like Sasha's like first time like breaking that curse that, you know, every time she wrestles, she ends up losing as soon as she gets the title. She never successfully defends it.
Her and Johnny doing the same.
So like you just knew after she finally got up after that like that hurdle, you're just like, all right, man, now she's finally gonna get her turn, you know. And she's been killing it all year too, you know. Even when she was with Bailey, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Bailey really.
They needed each other.
Yeah, they really
another level.
They K-Shine and DNA for real.
No, for real. It's like
they really did that.
It's like we always know. All right, we already knew what the outcome was going to be for this whole feud, obviously. but just the fact that they took it to a whole nother level, character wise, like Bailey's is in her prime right now. Character wise, Sasha is really owning her character right now.
Now, in that one sense, I didn't see where it was going because if anything, I thought Sasha being the one to lose her title first, and Bailey being the one with the 2 titles for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like even before Sasha became a 2
Well, I'm
belt
talking about the split. I'm not talking about like all that other stuff. We knew the split was coming as soon as Sasha locked eyes with that title. But other than that, continue though. Continue.
But it was Bailey who did the turn though, yeah. But yeah, so that SmackDown matchup that was fire. This one right here, like I put this one on the honorable mention because I watched it today and it did the same thing that Walter. I forgot how to pronounce his name.
Ilya Dragunov.
Ilya. Yeah, but I watched the Ishii versus Suzuki from the G1.
Oh,
that shit was that match was so hilarious, bro. That was a hard pause, but that was a hard body match. That was a straight out the gate. You're gonna laugh when you go back and watch it, bro. Like they just like scrap it out the gate, bro. Like I did it, and I'm mad I didn't get to go back because I'm pretty sure it would have made the list at least an honorable mention. I didn't get to see Suzuki versus Ibushi or
I missed that one
versus Ibushi because I know Ibushi with Ishii, they always have crazy matches. So I'm probably gonna go watch it back.
No, I did see that one. I did
watch that back when I get a chance.
You know, another one just to throw out, there was a random goodie from Ishii this year and Suzuki. I think it was them 2 versus Jeff Cobb. Them 2 matches with Jeff Cobb this year.
I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Yeah, because I definitely was like, I gotta go see all 3 of them. Like they have like a little triangle. Whenever they wrestle each other, it's like they know they can
kill each other. Did you?
Yeah, it's like they know. Like, I ain't gotta hold back on you. Like you're tough. You can take it.
Did you prepare to die? Did the family know you're wrestling to me today? No, they definitely get busy. Shout out to the OG Suzuki, man.
Man, the fact he's even at least in my preference, like in a match of the year, like says something for like his age and everything. As long as
he's really been like match of the year, like top like match of the year better since what, the AJ match.
You know what though? No, because man, last year him and Ishii again, bro. Like it would definitely be like him and Ishii always have fire. Ishii.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
They always have these same matches. It's like them slap competition videos, bro, where like people just slap the shit out of each other.
The big white dude.
Like that's what they do
when they be in the corner. Like, what is he doing?
I'm like, ain't no way, bro. Like they be beating the crap out of each other.
Those throat chops be crazy, bro.
4th honorable mention would be Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee, man. That was an amazing debut, man. Like Pat McAfee, like, and I feel like I even put that one over their War Games match, which was like a little spotty for me, only because like only in the sense like I love War Games. I don't care what Jim Cornette or anybody else says about it. I fucked with the match personally.
Fuck Jim Cornette.
But this is the same problem. Sometimes I'll like he'll have some good points. You know what I'm saying? But the problem I had with that match, I had with the WWE, I believe it was the Table Ladders and Chair pay-per-view, where they had all these tables set up, and it's just like the match isn't over until they go through all the tables. Like they're not ending the match. So it's like
they still had somebody else's table still up at the end of the match.
It's like why are you putting up 4 tables when you ain't put person through one yet? Like who does that? Like
that's funny.
Back in the day, so it's just like, all right, they're setting up all their spots in advance, my dude. Like, come on, G. Like, but it was still a fire match, but that just took the suspense of like, all right, man, another match ain't over yet, because like those 2, we set that in. If it wasn't the Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, I believe that was the match. That was the match.
That was it. Yep.
Those 2 spots, I was like, all right, damn. Like there was 2 perfectly good spots where like if that those tables weren't already set up in the ring, you would have been fooled into thinking, all right, that's the match. You know what I'm saying? But then you see those two tables and you're like, nah, that ain't the match yet. And sure enough, those two times were like, it ain't the match yet because there's still one match. There's still two tables. Now there's one table. All right, that table's gone. Now the match get in, and that's when the match ends. You know, like, but so in that sense, I preferred it over the War Games match. And then this match I went and watched today, and it's just like, damn, like these are like the two future for like Japanese, you know what I'm saying? Because right now you got Naito and Okada, you know what I'm saying? You got Ace who's starting to bow out, you know, he's like fading into like he's riding up into
he got a good. I'll give him maybe 3 years.
One, you know what I'm saying?
He got like good 3 years. If he was to have
let him come back, like he had an amazing year. Like he was the one that like they're the one who let him defeat Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
don't bring that back up, bro. That was some. I ain't like how that shit went down.
And to beat Ibushi during really arguably like that was like the time like you could have pushed the trigger on Ibushi right then and there, and we could have got the dream match, him and Omega at Wrestle Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Something we might not ever get now while they're still in their prime, and they're still in their prime right now. You know what I'm saying? But that would have been the perfect time to do it. You know what I'm saying?
But never say never. Never say never.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say never. You know, like especially the way things are going
never
now.
Like, never at wrestling. That's one thing you can never say now, especially in these days.
I mean, especially now, like Omega's getting right back to where he was at. You know what I'm saying? He was a team player that first year. You know what I'm saying? Let them do his thing. Now he's like, all right, I let everybody eat. Now I'm about to eat. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fed all the children. Now it's time to make that main plate, be a little bit bigger than everybody else's plate, but you make sure everybody ate,
Fact.
But with Kota Ibushi, man, that's the thing. It's like, damn, man, like 2 G1s in a row, but honorable mention him and Sonata at the finals of the G1 this year. That was a good match, but the only thing was like just due to everything, the circumstances, you know what I'm saying? Like I just watched it today, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to jump the gun and just throw that in my top 10 like that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So I'll give it a shout out, but I can't put it in the top 10. Did you do your whole top 10? I believe you did. Yeah, you did. You had the Young Bucks and Omega and Hangman for number 1, yeah?
Yep.
All right. I have that pretty close up on my list. At number 10, I had AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. That one-on-one on SmackDown, that was a fire matchup, bro. Like that was just a great.
Those are Hall of Famers, bro. Like first ballot. Your first ballot.
That was like Daniel Bryan's best match in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll probably.
I mean, you have that other one.
Him and Jay did get busy. Him and Jay got busy, but that was his best one. Like you talk about, like one of the ones for that to be on TV. It felt like a pay-per-view match.
Man, I felt bad. I didn't give no Roman Reigns honorable mentions, but he definitely had an amazing year with that whole, just very late into the year, but loving his work.
I'm not mad at that at all, bro. I said that same thing with like certain like rap albums, so I can see the same thing with wrestling.
Yeah. Balor versus Cole at when Finn Balor after the Fatal 4-Way. Finn Balor and Cole, I like that one better than I actually like the Fatal 4-Way. Even though I like the idea of the Fatal 4-Way, like even though I don't really, for the most part, don't care about having a 4-man Iron Man match, Fatal 4-Way.
It was new, though. It was something fresh. I like that for something new.
It was new.
Yeah.
But I liked it was like the Mount Rushmore of NXT. That's what made it special to me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it played out exactly how it should have played out. Like with Finn being like the George Washington of NXT. Like
oh man, can we not relate some of my favorite wrestlers to these races as president? I don't know. That just doesn't sound right. But I don't think that.
My G, like Finn Balor straight up got he was the one who looked like the OG in the matchup. You know what I'm saying? And Adam Cole came off as like the
fresh new guy on the block,
like the opportunist. You know what I'm saying? The sneaky, the heel. Like out of the bunch.
You got Ciampa, the grizzled veteran.
Ciampa and Gargano, like they're like the definition of like get it from the mud, dog. Like those two
Yo,
people.
they're like Kenny. I mean, they're like Kevin and Sammy, but like they just met later in time.
Yeah, man.
That's
Like they
pretty much
definitely
it.
kick their dues, man. Like it's dope to see like the fans put them in that position, kind of like how they did with like a Daniel Bryan and people like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the WWE would have initially even like had plans to push as strong if the fans didn't really
And
go out the way to support for them.
Ciampa and Gargano would say the same thing. I tell you, because they said that after the Cruiserweight Classic, they they clamored to get Ciampa clamored to get on the match with Johnny Gargano. It wasn't even on the card.
Yeah, I ain't
The fact that they got the reception they did is like, all right, yo, y'all see this, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck with your boys. But go ahead, man. Finish your list, bro.
Number 7, I got Hiromu versus Osprey at Wrestle Kingdom. Like they just had like this crazy ass sequence. I was like, they probably had the best sequence on the entire list, and that's why I like put it up on there.
Your chemistry is
Hiromu with the coming back from the neck injury, like you said, like that was a career-ending neck injury. To come back and have this,
I was, bro. You know how I used to put I used to put this dude over in the fucking group, dude. When like nobody was talking about this dude in the group. Yo, this nigga right here with the fly jackets.
He's amazing, man.
He got his neck. Oh, I was like, no, it's the future.
He's right up there with Osprey and Ricochet, but like he's like a more reckless, he's reckless, and I don't mean like that, like in like a
put them together with Dragon Lee. Put them together
amateurish way. I mean, like in like the best way possible, bro. Like you know,
Dragon Lee matches,
like, no regard. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude is like ECW. Like he would have fit in ECW specifically, bro.
Yes,
like,
he'd have been one of them niggas. Probably would have exploded for surgeon to have faith Eddie Guerrero or something like that. Yo, swear to God,
like he could have really had classics with a lot of people, bro.
Every deep got crazy.
At 6, I got Young Bucks and FTR. You know what I'm saying? That was a great matchup, man. Long overdue, man. I like the whole storyline with that matchup, man. That showed like a whole different side of the Young Bucks. And man, I ain't even gonna front, bro. After reading, like I ain't even close to being finished with that Young Bucks book. Oh, one moment. Give me one second.
He's definitely been putting this book over like a motherfucker in the chat, bro. I definitely agree with you. You make me want to get that shit. But one thing I say about Bucks and FTR, man, is like when you see two dope artists, like two great writers or something like that, like who knows? I don't know. Say like not comparing. I'm just saying like Quincy and you know what I'm saying Stevie got in a room together and made a song together. You know what I'm saying? We have two wrestlers who are really great at storytelling and they're able to collab with each other. You get great matches like this. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the dopest shit. Cause them dudes, like I said, from going from the whole F the revival, fuck the revival, BTE shit, like then them owning the name, like internet beef, all of that such, man. It definitely made out to be a dope match, man. I still love that springboard from what's his name from Dash, man. That shit was clean cut, bro. Clean cut. So you about to start treating Billy Kay like Lana, but on SmackDown. Interesting. That's sad. That sucks for Billy Kay. Billy Kay's dope. I like the little resume shit she been doing, but
man, my fault, man. I have my nephew just come back from Washington. I ain't seen him in a minute. Number 5, Young Bucks FTR. You already spoke on it. Number 5, you disrespected the hell out of my number 5, bro. Sasha Banks versus Bayley at Hell in the Cell.
This is gonna be mad.
This is the crowning. This is the crowning of greatness right here. This is the pinnacle of the women's revolution, dog. Sasha Banks, the greatest women's professional wrestler. And I will say that for the top 10. We'll save that talk for the top 10 where she ranks in the top 10, but That matchup right there was the best women's match all year in professional wrestling, man. Her and Bailey's rivalry. I might have them backwards, which one was better, but Sasha Banks been having great matches with everybody, bruh. Her matches with Asuka, her matches, her and Bailey teaming up against people, been great. Every match she had has been great.
I'm not mad.
Number 4, I got Okada versus Naito at Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay.
Nah, that's number 5. My fault. Number 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, yeah. So number 4 then? No, number 5. Yeah, Okada versus Naito. And then number 4 is Kenta versus Naito at New Beginning. That matchup right there, bruh. I like that better than all of Wrestle Kingdom, bruh. Like, which is very rare. I like a new beginning over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, New Beginning don't be having. They'll probably have one or two like crazy, like mainly like probably the main event would be the craziest match. But you're right though. I ain't mad at that.
Man, like that matchup was so, and that's why I just feel like, man, I really wish. I don't think they're gonna do it. Obviously, I don't think they're gonna pull some type of swerve. But for Naito to have his biggest moment finally at Wrestle Kingdom, and they end the show with Kenta like that, that's huge. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, why do that if you're just gonna go to next pay-per-view and that's it? You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have did that the next show, you know what I'm saying? And let Naito have his moment. But it was an amazing matchup, bro. I liked it. It was a crazy good matchup, bro. Like, there's so many antics from the Bullet Club throughout the match. You really thought that Kenta was gonna win. Because like going into that matchup, this was the last thing I've seen before I stopped watching New Japan because of the pandemic. But going in, I thought for sure that Naito was winning. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even really have that much of an interest of watching it. Mm-hmm. But watching it, I was like, oh shit, they're about to really fucking pull the trigger on Kenta right now. You know what I'm saying? And the dope thing about it was like, man, just with Kenta's history, you know, with the whole, he was a big deal, like,
and black and yellow shorts, man, that meant it was a big deal.
He was a big deal when he came to NXT, man. He was a very big deal, man. Like, people put him like, I'm not even 100.
But he was God when he left
Japan. Bro. Like, they say he's like Mount Rushmore shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, bruh, like, to see him get back to finally that main event in the world title picture, and then do a 50-minute match. You know what I'm saying? And killed it. It was just like, man, like, come on, like, we need that Kenta back in the forefront, bro. Like, that's why I wasn't too thrilled with Evil. I was happy for him over the Sonata thing because Sonata's time's coming. God bless you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But so I was happy for him in that sense. But I was just like, man, how do you have Evil in the same faction as Kenta and he's the leader over Kenta? Like, how is
I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
Like, how is Jay White? You know what I'm talking about? Like, how is Jay White? I like Jay White, but how is he leader over Kenta? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's levels to this shit, bro. His rank, his name.
Evil, bro. How you somebody second in command and somebody else, but you come and take over? Nah.
That's like having like a OG like Bret Hart or like, you know what I'm saying, like one of their legends, like
that's
how
like Bulldog coming leaving them to go to be the leader of D Generation X.
Yeah, it's just like, that don't make that's why I don't like it right there. But that was a damn good match. Number 3 for me was the Young Bucks versus Page and Hangman. I mean, Hangman and Omega. My fault, Kenny Omega. I said Page. Can't even get Omega though is due. You know, like, yo, Omega, Hangman, Young Bucks. That was definitely the best tag team match of the year, bro. Like, shit, man. Like, if someone, and obviously you put it for number 1, bro. I was gonna say, I think Dave Meltzer and them got that ranked as the number 1 match of the year as well. Or if it's not ranked number 1, it's the highest rated match.
It's like it was like 6 stars or some shit.
6-star, I believe, or some shit like that, or 5 something. You know, Dave be wild.
I think Walter got the 5.5.
It's something crazy. Like I recall it being something crazy like 5 or 6 stars or some shit like that. But fucking that match, it deserved it. I ain't even gonna front. Sometimes I'd be feeling like Omega just automatically gets a high star ranking because of who he is, but that one is well deserved of a 5-star. That match was crazy good. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
The
sir.
only thing that I would put these other 2 matches over it, and why I put these other 2 matches over it, aside from like them being more hard hitting, which is like my like preference at strong style type shit, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like it felt like less cooperation. So it felt more like a exhibition, like a real like fight for a you know what I'm saying? Like so that's the only reason I put these other 2 above it. Like the first one being at number 2, Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly. You know what I'm saying? That was incredible, crazy match, which obviously means at number 1, I had to give it to Walter and your boy, man. I can't pronounce his name.
Really?
That
I gotta say
that match, bro. Like I said, I've never laughed so hard in my life, bro. Like I have to go back. I sent that match to family members. Like, hey, I know you don't watch wrestling, but you got to watch this match. And like,
you want to see 2 people
like,
possibly murder each other?
Yeah, several of them like hit me right back. Like, yo, bro, like that shit's fire. You know, like, and I know they, you know, like are super critical and like to criticize the hell out of the wrestling. So when I do recommend something to them, I make sure like it's a good representation of wrestling because I don't want them trying to bash my shit. You know what I'm saying? But when they seen that, everybody I've shown that to is like, yo, who are they? You know what I'm saying? Like they like that shit, bro. Like so yeah, that's definitely my top 10 matches, man. Salute to Walter.
Definitely, man. They put on, bro. All right, man.
Oh, Walter and Joe Coffey, was that this year as well?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Man, they had a crazy every Walter
man, Joe Coffey, his little injury, man, that stunted his rise, man. I really fucked with Joe Coffey, bro. I really fuck with him. If Walter wasn't around, I'm telling you, he would have been champ. He would have been the next champ. Swear to God. Let's get into our what I had next. Got all right, wrestlers of the year, man. Did you have yours set up?
I'm writing down the list right now. I just got my number 1 right now. Give me 1 minute.
All right, I'll go through mine. Let's see where to put that joint. All right. Coming in at number 10, no honorable mentions, just straight up. I got number 10, Orange Cassidy. I just thought his ascension was insane this year. Only thing that just didn't cap it off was the title. That's it, man. For real. I think he had him and Jericho this year, that feud. Him and Brody Lee was this year. What else? Him and Cody was this year. And all of them felt like, you know what I'm saying, big matches because everybody wants him to take it to that next level or want the people to take him to the, you know what I'm saying, management to take him to that next level because he's just so over and he produces in every match. I'm not sure. I don't think that was this year. Was Orange Cassidy and Pac this year? I don't think so.
Pac? I don't think so.
But still, man, dope shit, man. I really felt like if it wasn't Darby to win in that match, it would have been Orange Cassidy to get to that. Yeah. It really was pick and choose who you wanted to go with. But I really felt Orange Cassidy was super over this year. I guess I'll say one honorable mention, and it'll be Darby Allin. I feel like they were neck and neck. That'll probably be my only honorable mention. In the Hurt Business as a whole. That's really it. Number 9, I got Bayley. Just her reign as champion was so strong, and she, along with Sasha, you know what I'm saying, they kept SmackDown and WWE entertaining to watch everywhere they went. Her promo game is stepped up amazingly this year since she became a heel for real. Like she's owning the mic, and I don't know, she just really owned herself as a superstar this year. Number 8, Hangman Page. I just feel like just outside of the whole Young Buck storyline, him, the drinking, all of that, such the downward spiral, the matches he had, him and Omega. Who else he faced this year? I can't think of everything off rip right now, but I thought he had a really solid year this year. Just continue to build up his character and stardom. Number 7, I got Roman coming in late in the year, but his impact is just so major that he literally is one of the biggest things in wrestling today. I just feel like he just came in so late, but the impact is that strong. Number 6, Keith Lee, double titles, ascending to WWE, beating Randy Orton. What else? Just his every time he's in the ring, he's showing improving. He just really had a great year this year. I think he had beat Johnny Gargano this year, beat Cole, I said beat Cole. Like great thing this year. Omega number 5, like I said, on top of doing the stuff he did in AAA, you know what I'm saying, becoming like the solo star he has become, you know what I'm saying, this year with the match with Pac, you know what I'm saying, like I said, the outside match he had with did he have Phoenix too this year? I'm not sure. But I know he faced.
He did have Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix this year. Yeah, Laredo.
Oh, did it get pushed back?
It's gonna be tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. It's gonna be
Did they
for the first night of New Year's Bash.
Okay.
But I know he had 2 matches. I know he had 2 championship matches this year for the title, for the AAA title, that were really dope. Like I said, the Pac match, the tag match. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just been, you know what I'm saying? Now that, like I said, outside of that, the tournament match, you know what I'm saying? Him and Hangman was fire. Him and Moxley was fire. Like I said, he's definitely coming into his own, like I said, as a you know what I'm saying? Like I said, as an American superstar, like for real. 4, I got Sasha Banks. I feel like she's been the most complete superstar. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you want to talk in the women's division, like especially since Charlotte's been gone, she filled that void like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like she moving like a superstar. Every match she has is either good or great. You know what I'm saying? Or possibly match of the year. She's making people look great in the matches. Like I said, her and Io was great. Her and Carmella was great. Her and her and Bailey was great. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then how she's carrying herself outside of WWE, she's moving like a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that she said, like, I feel like I'm right there with Roman Reigns. And the way she's moving this year, how could you really deny her argument? Number 3, I got Moxley. Like coming into his championship win with people there, it was a big win. The chase was amazing. And like you said, with same thing with McIntyre having to be champion during this COVID, no fans and such like that. I thought he would still be able to be a great draw. His matches were the same way, either really good or really great. Like especially that I Quit match with Kingston, great. Him and MJF, fire. Him and Omega, dope. Like he had some really good matches this year. Him and Jericho was really good too. Like him and Brody Lee, him and Archer. Like good shit this year, man. Really good shit this year to really hold it down as champion during a tough time. And the promos, amazing. Like they really let him get in his bag. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. Number 2, everything I pretty much said with Moxley, kind of the same thing with just holding it down during COVID. But I just feel like his feuds, the way he just like grew into a superstar was amazing this year. Like you cannot deny Drew McIntyre's superstardom this year. Like I said, the feuds with Randy Orton, you know what I'm saying? The Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar, all of that, so on and so forth. And I'm really eager to see what's going to happen with him and Sheamus. And then my number 1, Randy Orton. I mean, well, actually, I'm gonna switch that. Randy Orton will go at number 2 because I feel like they both have really great years. But if you just really look at the accomplishments of Drew McIntyre, it deserves number 1. But Randy Orton, I'm gonna have him keep him at number 2. But the reason why I'm still say why I have him on my list, so It's just the character work, man. It's some of his best work in years, and he's having still really good matches, but he's one of the best draws in wrestling. And at the stages in it at his in his career, that's amazing. That is amazing to see, yo. Really, really amazing to see, man. So the fact that he got his 14th WWE championship this year, like they couldn't do nothing. They had to give him a championship this year, even if it was that short stint. They had to. Like it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be right if he didn't touch gold this year. But yeah, that's my list, man. That's my list.
I'm sorry, I got 5 honorable mentions.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Cause I mean, I got a lot of y'all. I remember I put all those lists together in the chat, so I probably got some of them on here already.
The 5 honorable mentions at number 5. So this will technically be 15. Would be Bailey. Bailey definitely did her thing. Her and Sasha been, like you said, I don't really want to reiterate what you already said, because you said it perfectly. Bailey and Sasha been killing it all year. But Bailey just really came into her own, like she's really like grown out of, she stepped out of that shadow, and it's a hard shadow to step out of when you've been like the face of NXT. She was like the heart and soul of NXT, like initially as a face. So like she was such a strong and she was such a good face that you just didn't expect her to be such a good heel. And
for real, bro.
For that alone, maybe I'm tripping not even having her in my top 10, but she's been so good for so long and consistent for so long that other people having good years, like while she consistently has good years, it probably is why it didn't look as big of a deal, you know what I'm saying? But because she's just at the same spot she's already at, but she's been very consistent, so definitely deserves an honorable mention. Another person deserves an honorable mention, Keith Lee. Keith Lee been doing this thing. He had the great matches with Adam Cole. That match with Adam Cole was this year for the unification match. He had the match with Gargano and Finn Balor. I can't recall if that was this year as well, but
it was.
But he's had some consistently good matches or whatnot. Even when he debuted on WWE, he had a good match with Randy Orton. It wasn't match of the year, but it was still a good debut. And the Royal Rumble, had that moment with Brock Lesnar. That was dope. That was that was dope for Brock to acknowledge him in that way. Gave him the rub. So to speak.
Big boy.
Definitely gave him like the approval. Third honorable mention is Kyle O'Reilly. You know what I'm saying? He's really been stepping up his thing out of Undisputed. He's been holding it down since Adam Cole's kind of like had a year where Adam Cole's like being very unselfish this year and basically making everybody else, going out of his way to make everybody else.
He stepped to the side a little bit. He's still a main player. Obviously, he won Superstar of the Year on NXT. Yeah, obviously, but
you've been on a losing year, but you still got Wrestler of the Year, which is good for them to acknowledge, because even in not having the title, like how you said with Randy Orton, it's like, damn, like you're having some of your best work and like you don't even need the title, but it feels like you're the champ right now because you're killing it, like they need to run with you right now. But Kyle's definitely did his thing, been holding it down for Undisputed Era long before this year. So I'm glad they're really starting to like.
This really reminds me of his last year in ROH, for real. Like when you really gave him that chance with the title, and you really got to see how great this dude was as a solo wrestler.
Facts. The fourth honorable mention.
Probably somewhere tight. I know he up there though, but knees and all that. I'm just saying, he probably was like, niggas did it with ROH, and now they gonna do it NXT now.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I mean, that's where it's like, yo, I can't wait. Him and AJ Styles in ROH was fire, bro. Like, I know him and Adam Cole, like they used to be like main rivals over in.
Remember they was spitting each other's face. Now
it was a crazy dope storyline over in ROH with Adam Cole doing the storytelling shit. Like that was a dope little promo he had on.
Quick. You think Cole gonna turn on Kyle O'Reilly? He's been putting Kyle like over like crazy. Like I got the superstar joint, but yo, Kyle's gonna win that title, and we're gonna like
if
every
not,
moment.
if he doesn't turn on him, somebody gonna turn on one or the other. Like if Kyle wins the title, then I could see Adam Cole turning on him. But if he doesn't win it, and I could see Adam Cole throwing like little cheap shots or some shit, and then oh boy, turn on him. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I want to ask. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, honorable mention number 4 would be John Moxley. You know what I'm saying? Like John Moxley has had an amazing year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the last 2 years he's really had, since leaving WWE, he's had a crazy run. You know what I'm saying? But damn, hold up. John Moxley didn't even lose until December, huh? Hold up, I'm bugging. I'm gonna have to reevaluate this real quick. There's no way I could have him as an honorable mention with that. All right. Honorable mention number 4 is Cody Rhodes instead of John Moxley.
That's cool.
You know, he's done his thing. You know, I especially like what he did with Eddie Kingston, man. Like that got Eddie Kingston a job, bro.
That felt so different,
fire, bro. Like, I'm like, there's no crowd, and you're out here putting on these death match style matches. It's just like, bro, y'all, that's like a badge of honor. Like, not even just a badge of honor, but like to me, that's like a sign to like, all right, you deserve to be in the heavyweight picture, bro. Like to me, like it's like a paying dues type ritual, like, you know, like blood sacrifice type shit. Like I remember when Randy Orton took on Mankind and he went through the tax and shit. I was like, all right, give that man the title. He's ready for world title. You know, like when Triple H beat the hell out of Mankind at the King of the Ring, and then Hell in the Cell's just like, all right, he's main event now. like when he started doing those type of shits, I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker is like, he's ready to die for this shit. Like he's leaving a piece of himself in there. Rest in peace to Brody Lee, man. You know, seeing that last interview he did, you know, on the AEW, you know, where he was talking about like I left a piece of myself in that last match he had with John Moxley, you know, or with Cody Rhodes, the dog collar match, you know, and it's just like, damn,
that was
man,
a crazy match, B.
That's what I'm saying. Anyone who puts himself in those type of matches, just like, bro, how could I not say you're not like, you know what I'm saying, worthy of a certain, you know, if you're a jobber, you're at least worthy of you know what I'm saying?
Cody don't really have bad matches. Cody don't really have bad matches.
He really does, and he elevates everybody who he's in there with. He does a great job of protecting himself and his brand, you know. Even the work he's doing outside, you know, he's got the thing going with Shaq. He got the television show with Snoop Dogg, you know, like
making big moves.
Yeah, he constantly is making moves. You know, he just knocked up Brandy, man. I just gotta give him his point.
You got the bag. Why not?
We about to have a half black Rhodes out here hitting bionic elbows in a couple of years, man. It's gonna be wild.
He's gonna be Cuban. Well, he or she's gonna be Cuban, black, whatever. Like that's gonna be a lit child, man. They better put that child in the ring. They gonna be lit. But nah, man, that's dope, man. You get the bag, your business is moving right. Why not create the family, man? Shoot. I feel him on that. He's definitely having a great year.
All right. Honorable mention number 5. I'm gonna have to go with Io Shirai.
Okay.
I have to knock her out of the spot because the whole John Moxley. Once I start to really think about it,
Moxley.
She was in top 10 until that. But going straight into the top 10, at number 10, I'm gonna have to put Kenny Omega, and the only reason I put Kenny Omega at number 10 is because it came so late in the year. It came the last month that he really just elevated. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I can understand that. I can understand that. That's why
got
I
into that
personally.
bag, you know?
That's why I only personally put the I added the AAA shit in there, but not a lot of people watch the AAA shit like that.
Right.
So I can understand that totally. Totally.
I mean, he even has a match of the year contender before he even got in his bag in itself. It speaks, but the dope thing about him getting so. Here's what's crazy about Kenny Omega, and I'm so glad no one said the John Moxley Kenny Omega when he won the world title was like a match of the year, because it damn sure wasn't a match of the year in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But the
Nah.
dope thing about it was completely different from what he's known for. To the part where it's like, all right, now this is the story side. Like, look, we already know I can wrestle with the best, if not the best. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I'm gonna show you the other facet that I was like, but when I was telling you back with the whole Seth Rollins shit back then, I was like, well, man, like Kenny Omega might edge him in ring. You know what I'm saying? But man, Seth Rollins just shows so many different characters. He done switched up from being like the architect. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was more successful with some than others, you know what I'm saying? He was constantly, I mean, and to fault in the sense is like he had to stick to a script way more than Kenny Omega having that freedom. You know what I'm saying? But he was able to manage to make a shitty script work to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? When he was like the Money in the Bank, he was great as a heel. You know what I'm saying? Then the whole Messiah shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right, at least as a heel, he's strong. You know what I'm saying? As a babyface, all I could do then is really, you know, what Kenny Omega does, and that he might get edged out, you know. But when you take in that other factor, now I'm seeing that from Kenny Omega. I'm like, yo, he's really like showing that other side that I kind of was skeptical about. You know what I'm saying? But
They
it's
just
just
got to pick it up on the promos a little bit more though. You can't let Callis carry him.
while
Cool.
he doesn't talk, even with Callis, like while he doesn't talk like super crazy, it's the content of what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? That just is like, damn, bro, like you're
true.
not. You might not be cutting a John Moxley promo, but
I feel you.
topics and your key
He still got a solid message.
so on point. You know what I'm saying? And the things you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you might not be the best talker, but it don't matter when you're going to like several promotions and you're like making these type of moves no one else did. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that in itself is like fire. You know what I'm saying? It just came late. You know, so I mean, definitely next year 2021 I wouldn't be surprised if it's gonna definitely 2021 it's gonna come down to, and that might be the case for like the next thing. I don't know when they do their next voting if John Moxley is just like, was that 2020 that he got, or was that 2019 that he got?
Year 2020. You know they do it like the Grammys where it's like mid-year type
like
shit.
Mid-year? Okay.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I'm like, damn, 2021 it's gonna be between Roman Reigns and Kenny Omega, because they're carrying their companies.
We go talk about that after this.
Number 9 though for me is Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's like, damn, y'all just cooking crazy, but just
late. But
only thing that put
great impact
over Kenny Omega, because what Kenny Omega is doing is on a larger scale, but what Roman Reigns managed to do, he's just had a little bit more time to do it. And then the fact that he was able to turn the heat he had, like with Omega, he always had that love and support. He was like the indie darling, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I compared him to like I can't even compare him to an RVD, because he got to that world title. It wasn't, people weren't clamoring for him for too long to be world champion, because he like did that, you know what I'm saying? Like as soon as he got hot, they're like, all right, you're the champion, you know what I'm saying? Like, but man, Roman Reigns, number 9. Number 8, I got Adam Cole.
Okay.
Adam Cole, very unselfish this year. From Keith Lee, Finn Balor, Pat McAfee. Like he's just been he's been sacrificing, putting everybody over. And it's dope to see that. You know what I'm saying? He's been having great matches with a lot of people. He had a good match with Tommaso Ciampa this year as well, I believe.
Yeah.
The fatal four way, obviously. War Games.
War Games. Yo, you hear Regal when he was like, "Don't use that line. I got cameos to do." I was like, "Yo, they really racking up on these cameos, B."
That is funny, man. Man, I'm not even gonna bury William Regal. I'm gonna let him live, man. I'm gonna.
Yeah,
I gotta let him live. I gotta let him live, man.
come on, player.
He is funny though, man. That Goldberg documentary is hilarious. He was like the only person like, nah, nigga, not me, my nigga. You
What the fuck you talking about? Let's track that nigga straight up.
This is Blackpool, bitch, nigga. You got me.
Blackpool, bitch. What you talking
You
about?
got me fucked up, nigga. You ain't spirit shit, nigga.
I'm saying, you can't bury my guy.
Right? It's not ready to be like
real
a fuck, nigga. Nah. Yo, let's see here. After Adam Cole, now I gotta throw Jon Moxley in there, man. Man, damn, I was sleeping on Jon Moxley. Been the U.S. champ the whole year, bruh.
He kind of held that high.
I mean, he do, but I mean, damn, like he showed up for, and that's really due to the pandemic. So I can't really.
Him and Suzuki was dope this year. Him and Suzuki was.
I was about to say, bruh, him and Suzuki. Then him and Okada tag teamed to go against Suzuki and Taichi. That was a dope tag team matchup right there. He won both nights. He wrestled both nights on Wrestle Kingdom and went 2-0 last year. That's a big feather to throw up in there, man. That's an accolade in itself. You know, him and Jericho, they cleaned up for AEW. There was 3 AEW matches on Wrestle Kingdom last year, and they went 3-0. You know, so like that shows there's a window for them to get shit right, man, and for New Japan to show that. You know what I'm saying? New Japan don't usually do that. Wrestle Kingdom's their show that they have their talent go over on the cross promotional most of the time, you know, but after Adam Cole or Jon Moxley at number 5 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My fault. At number 6, I got Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre had a crazy year. Like a lot of people got Drew McIntyre number 1 or whatnot. Man, I just feel like everybody that I got over Drew McIntyre either has like a bigger, I don't know, just like more, there's something just more interesting about it. Like with Drew McIntyre, even though he did beat Brock Lesnar technically or whatnot, and he had that like Randy Orton was like really like the best Randy Orton in so many years. Like really, this was Randy Orton's year. Like I feel like Randy Orton could have, like, you know, he could have took that title, but just due to Drew paying his dues and finally, you know, it's like, let's not do Drew like that. You know what I'm saying? Even though they big boy Drew with Roman Reigns at Survivor Series, the whole lead up and the match, like, why do you have that type of lead up?
That was the best match
for him to lose, you know, because Roman was talking to him. Like that promo leading up to it, man. Like when he's sitting at the head of the table and he's sitting on the side, like I was just like, go to the other end of the table, man. He's talking to you like a parent.
Oh, God, I don't care if you're not
like a parent.
I do not care. I am not about to get.
He really made him look like the B side. Like, look, man, like I'm the champion of both shows. G, like, but Drew McIntyre had a hell of a run, so I definitely put him up there. But man, like I could even argue Jon Moxley over Drew McIntyre. Shit, Jon Moxley had the title the entire year until the last month of the year. You know what I'm saying? And was on New Japan multiple times, tag teaming with the world champ of New Japan while he's the world champ at AEW. Like those type of things, like just open up the, you know what I'm saying? Like when you start to factor in these things, at least in my opinion, those are like the dope dream sequences and shit like that WWE is missing out on because they're so worried about pocket watching what other people do. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that's gonna help their business. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. So after McIntyre at number 5, I gotta go with
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I gotta go with Finn Balor. Finn
Oh,
Balor at number 5. Man, Finn Balor came back to NXT, and while they've been getting their ass whooped by AEW in the ratings, man, like I really don't get too caught up in the ratings for the most part. I mean, if we get caught up in the ratings, SmackDown is better than every other show combined, and that's not accurate at all. You know what I'm saying? So like that's like saying Justin Bieber just because he got like high record sales is like a better artist than a lot of musicians who you probably like their music way better. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Takashi is like the best rapper because he got high number sales. Like, so like in that sense, I really can't factor in the ratings all too much. Like, it's great because I love to see like the business thrive. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, the more you're rating, the better for business and whatnot. And I want the companies to continue to be able to put on their shows and whatnot. But like, I don't get too caught up in that aspect of it. Finn Balor going back to NXT got to be like the Finn Balor old, like that. It's felt like without having his Bullet Club rights, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
it was the Prince Devitt from New Japan once he got tired of being told he was too
Lucky
small,
face.
you know what I'm saying? And like, nah, I'm a main eventer type dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not about to keep me in the mid division, you know what I'm saying? The middle card, like I'm a main eventer and you're gonna treat me as such. And he's been treated as such the entire year. He's killed it. His match with Timothy Thatcher, his match with Ciampa, Gargano, Damian Priest, Adam Cole. Every match, he's been having great matches all year with everybody. I have 3 match of the years on my list. And then you mentioned the Gargano match. I'm just like, damn, I forgot about that match. You know, like there was just so many good matches he had this year, and especially for someone who wasn't really on the list for match of the years for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like he might have maybe one honorable mention, or one match that makes the top 10, but it ain't even close to the number 1 match of the year type shit. You know what I'm saying? To be arguably, debatably in like 1, 2, or 3 spot, on a lot of people's boards, it speaks volumes. Like I definitely think Finn Balor in that regard, match wise, I put him number 4, but I got him number 5 because number 4 I got Randy Orton. Randy Orton is just, man, he's been so good on a bad show. He's been like the highlight on a terrible show. He's made a show that like Raw's so hard to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like 3 hours and there's so much bad in it. To it's just like, damn, why am I sticking around for? And it's people like Randy Orton is just like, all right, I'm sticking around for your shit because you're keeping this shit alive. You know what I'm saying? Because like
We said with Bailey and Sasha.
it'd be tough at times, bro. Like to watch Raw, keep the interest, man. But everything Randy Orton's done this year, from the Edge, the Legend Killer, the Fiend, his work with McIntyre, his work with Keith Lee, everything has been.
Too.
It's
Set a
been
nigga on fire this year. Like,
yeah, man. Randy Orton has just been in his bag, bro. Like crazy, crazy good, man. So that's number 4, man. Number three, I got this because of the accolade. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like the same reason I threw John Moxley in there.
mm-hmm.
Just based off like, damn, when I really put in perspective, like you've been the champ damn near the whole year type shit. I got to put at number 3, Tetsuya Naito.
Okay.
My dude had, because New Japan been working their shit, you know what I'm saying? But first ever, and while he did have the belts hostage, I mean, damn, that means you've had the belt for a good part of the entire year. You've had 2 of the biggest titles in all of professional wrestling, and out of all the brands, the most, you know what I'm saying, true to the pro wrestling and ring, their style is the most pro wrestling to me. You know what I'm saying? Like authentic
That's true.
wrestling. You know what I'm saying? So like I consider the New Japan World Title. I can't put their middle title above any other world title. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
I put their world title as the number one world title. I put their Intercontinental as the number one Intercontinental. I can't put their U.S. title yet because it's just too new. But with the other two, it's just like, all right, I put those as the number one world title, number one Intercontinental title. I mean, honestly, you can debate the IC title. It ain't been so great for WWE in forever. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
starting to get back there.
trying to get back there, yeah. So I mean, it's debatable with that one, but New Japan, yeah. So for Naito, and then the whole story and everything behind it, finally winning both nights at Wrestle Kingdom. You know what I'm
Finally
saying?
beating Okada at
And then to beat Okada at Wrestle Kingdom, man.
that was the real story.
To go on, and another thing that kind of like with Adam Cole, like while he was taking a lot of losses, like he was building people up, for him to even let Kenta in his biggest moment revitalize Kenta's career. You know what I'm saying? And then go on from there to give Kenta his biggest match of the year and his best match of the year. Just like, man, like really just showed like Kenta's still main event person. You know what I'm saying? Still could draw. Like they were saying during that New Beginning thing to something like, yo, man, like they were talking about going into this thing like, is this place going to be able to sell out with it being Kenta in the main event? Like, no fuck with Naito, but there's a lot of like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it didn't do well, there's going to be a lot of heat on Kenta, you know? And it over exceeded their expectations. So like in that regard, I was just like, yo, man, Naito doing the thing with Evil, being unguilty, giving Evil his moment, you know, and Evil with Io Shirai being his wife, and I think it's just like, damn, like you're watching everybody.
He was getting lit.
Boy, he's having his best 2 years ever, winning the G1, going on to win. You know what I'm saying?
He was saying what
he didn't win the G1 when he got the title. I'm tripping. Kodo won and then lost. My fault. But going on to win the Wrestle Kingdom 2 nights and all that shit. Your wife is getting her yearly run with the NXT, you know what I'm saying, women's shit. And you just like I ain't gonna say the bag boy, but you're like the right hand man type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, when is it gonna be my turn type shit, you know? So for him to be unselfish after he just finally got it, you know, like he had one title defense and then he drops the belt to his boy, you know what I'm saying? But in doing so, when he got the belt back, that's why I got to put him so high. Because now it's like, not only did you get the world title and the Intercontinental title and held it for a major part of the year, and you could say you're the first person to do it, but now you could say you're the first person to be a multiple time double champion. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I got to give him number 3 for that. I want to give him number 2, but number 2, I have to give Dakota Ibushi, 2-time G1 tournament winner. One thing I think that people don't even take into consideration, and like this is like, I felt like this with Kenny Omega. I feel like at Bullet Club's prime, which is like really like my favorite year of wrestling, when Kenny Omega at his best, you know what I'm saying? And he's still at his best. I think there's no knock on Kenny Omega at ever. I think if anything, it's just he doesn't have the strong style competition to work with. You know what I'm saying? So he got to lighten up because these other people ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not cut from his cloth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got to work.
That's why he gets busy in AAA.
Yeah, it's just like, I gotta be protective over here because y'all ain't hard hitting. Y'all ain't got the same traditions, and you know what I'm saying?
I would love to see him and Mero go at it.
That's all really.
Him and Mero probably have a goodie.
I really want them to mend that bridge with New Japan. Right now it's looking like everything,
bro. That's what I'm saying. Never say never. It's going to happen.
Everything's aligning so perfectly with Ibushi. Like now it's his time. He's finally coming back into his rightful spot, and Kenny Omega is like at his rightful spot. You know what I'm saying? After and he really only took a year off of his rightful spot to let, you know what I'm saying, to let some competition, to build some competition up for him to really work with, really in a sense, you know.
Yeah.
But man, it's so perfectly aligned for them two, man. Kota Ibushi, man, not only with the whole two G1s, but outside of that, like he's always like that. He's that workhorse in New Japan. Everybody pretty much works the same work schedule. And like he's working more matches than anybody else, but he's more
He works
consistent.
really hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say more than anybody else. Like he's damn near having match of the night type shit. Like a couple years ago would be Osprey, and Osprey's still in that discussion. But with Kota Ibushi, man, how do I put this, man? Like I always compared.
Is he at number one? Is he your number one?
He's my number two.
Oh.
And in a sense, he really could deserve to be number one, man. Like honestly, he really is he really is number one. But like when you hear my number one,
I'm interested.
Yeah, but
oh, I already know who it is.
So,
it's this quick.
Yo, with the with Kota Ibushi always having like the match of the night. He's the workhorse for the New Japan. You know what I'm saying? But what really hurt him is that he ain't won the big one. He ain't won the world title. He's won the big one as far as the G1. And to that point, I almost like forgot the point I was trying to make. Was the year that Kenny Omega got PWI Wrestler of the Year was the year that he won the G1. It wasn't even the year he won the world title. You know what I'm saying? He went for the title that year and lost, and I believe got the Wrestler of the Year that year, right?
I thought he got it when he won the title.
Was it the year that he won the title?
Yeah, because isn't he on the cover with the title? I thought he was. I might be bugging.
He sure was. Damn. All right. Damn, that negates my point I was trying to make. Yeah, Kota Ibushi's number two then, man. I'm glad you corrected me on that. Yeah, you sure did have the title on that shit. I thought for some reason that it was the year that he chased. Well, in any regard, I do prefer the year that he had chasing the title and winning the G1. And even though he lost, then the whole year getting back to that match, you know what I'm saying? I prefer.
Bro, that I'll speak on that. I'll tell you why.
He was the world champion, you know.
I'll tell you why that shit went like that in the chat. Trust me.
But with Ibushi, I feel that like, damn man, while he ain't the champion, he's having the best matches or whatnot. That's why even though Naito got the accolade, I still feel like he's the best part of the show. He just ain't got his titles. You know what I'm saying? Number one for me is the greatest overall wrestler in the world right now, bruh. The boss, Sasha Banks, my nigga. Like, let me tell you, Sasha Banks, bruh. I've been saying it for the longest, man. Like, I remember when I did like my top NXT, like the greatest NXT people ever. Sasha Banks, I put her number 2, right underneath Finn Balor, like for the greatest ever. And this is right before, like, this is during Adam Cole's undisputed run, but it wasn't at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So you're still cooking. When I had this like assessment, because now you can definitely throw Adam Cole in the mix of that debate. But when they talk about the women's revolution and all that shit, Sasha Banks, I always said was like, man, like I recall like that being Bayley's like breaking out point. You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, Bayley was a jobber. She was losing to everybody, or not Bayley, Becky Lynch was losing to everybody. They had the fatal 4-way match. They cooked in that match. Then Sasha had the one-on-one with Becky.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Becky's like coming out match, kind of like Carmella. You know what I'm saying? Then she had the match at TakeOver with Bayley. That was Bayley's big coming out match. Her matches with Charlotte before that, like she was the main person putting Charlotte over when Charlotte was having her thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, she's making Charlotte look like $1,000. But what always stood out to me with the whole Charlotte thing when Charlotte was cooking, you know what I'm saying, and Asuka was doing her thing on the side, you know. Uh, Even though Asuka was having her dominant run, it kind of reminded me like a Goldberg. Like they were great matches, but they were so one sided in a sense. Like it wasn't competitive enough for me to be like, oh, this is a match of the year type shit, you know. But with Sasha, they would be so much selling, like so much, just like everything, you know what I'm saying? Like her mannerisms and little extra shit she do, you know what I'm saying? From snatching the signs and you know, like all type of little shit she would do, bro. Like these little
Bro, I
um
get it. You love Sasha
yeah.
Banks. Why is she
No,
number
no,
one?
no.
in
So
2020?
it's
I
like
get
she
that.
she killed it this year with the 2020 with Bailey. Like I was feeling the whole thing with her and Bailey, and I always felt like that was like her and Bailey was killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like as
Snapple.
the tag team and shit, their whole
Big
Twitter
draw.
shit,
Did you see
all
that
that.
shit? I gotta show you. They showed the stats between. I know you talk about Sasha, but they showed the stats between Bailey versus Roman in 2020, bro.
Yeah.
It's Bailey is she up there, bro.
Now, see, that's the thing with Bailey.
But
Like,
I'm just saying, you could if you could relate it with Bailey, you pretty much can relate it with Sasha.
so with Sasha. But here's the thing with all these women, and this is what always like made me mad about WWE in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I felt so bad for Sasha in the sense that out of all the women, and I was happy for Becky Lynch to get her moment because out of the four horsewomen until that year she was like clearly the number four in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like it's clearly positioned for Charlotte to be number one, like the way the company was behind, and you know what I'm saying, get all the big wins at the major marquee events and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? And then right underneath her was Bailey, and then it was Sasha and Becky, like as like the afterthought, you know what I'm saying? Like like Charlotte was always doing her thing, the queen, you know what I'm saying?
Right?
Always win the WrestleManias, the Royal Rumbles, the Survivor Series. Sasha Banks, when she would win, like until this year, she didn't even get a successful title defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, every time she would win a title, she'd lose it immediately, and she'd like win at like the smaller pay per view, like the in between the major pay per views. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to drop it at the big pay per view. You know, and just like, all right, bro, like damn, like you did it several times over and over for Charlotte. You did it several times over for Bailey from the takeover. It was Bailey, match of the year for the women, you know, one of the matches of the year overall, you know what I'm saying? Bailey wins that. The first ever main event NXT women's match, her and Bailey. Bailey wins. You know what I'm saying? First women's main event pay-per-view on WWE, her and Charlotte. Charlotte wins. You know what I'm saying? Like every historic major match that she's been a part of, she was the one taking the loss. You know what I'm saying? Building up everybody else's resume and accolade. But it's just like, dude, they all have their best matches against her. And when I watch them against someone else, I'm not as invested in their match. I'm not, oh, that's match of the year contender or none of that. Like for all Asuka's matches, the only match I could think of Asuka that's match of the year contender is her versus Sasha, and there's one other, her versus Becky Lynch. They got busy. They got busy. I'll give them that one. But
You didn't
outside of
like
that,
Oscar versus Ember Moon?
huh?
You didn't like Oscar versus Ember Moon?
I ain't gonna say match of the year. I like the Becky versus Asuka and the Sasha versus Asuka more.
I mean, you're saying for match of the year. I mean, they weren't in the
Yeah.
same year.
With and then also with Sasha Banks, like, all right, so there's two other things I like with Sasha Banks that she did. One, how she was able to come back and do all this after the controversy with her and Bailey losing, and you know, like walking out for a minute from the company for that quick second after losing to the Iconics, you know, because like they knew their worth. And the second part that I like is while everybody else, bruh, is being told what to do by Vince McMahon, like he owns, and he owns the right to their wrestling names and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so like he basically got it to where they can't have a Twitch. They can't do, he's shutting down all third party income. Sasha was like, fuck you, she went and did her own deal with Disney. You know what I'm saying? Outside of it doesn't even say Sasha Banks on that shit. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's because her name is Mercedes.
Right.
And
That's what I'm saying.
even
Like
on her
she
Twitch,
said,
even on her stream, you go by Mercedes.
that's why it's so boss. It's such a boss move because it's like I didn't ask for your permission. You know what I'm saying? For one, you know what I'm saying. Two, you don't own the rights to Mercedes. You own the rights to Sasha Banks. So when I did that, you don't get a cut. You know what I'm saying? Like when anybody else goes and gets their permission, you can't even have an online journal. Yeah, when you go and get a permission to go do the stuff, Vince is getting a cut when you use your WWE likeliness and rights and stuff like that. But when you go out there and you go out as Mercedes and whatnot, man, you over there, you a Mandalorian. Not only that, like you got a key role, bro. You are a Mandalorian in the hottest television show on Disney right now, bro. There's like over 30 million people. There's more people watching that show than there are watching wrestling, bro.
That's facts.
And you up on there introducing a whole different audience. You know what I'm saying? Like you're bringing in a whole different market to wrestling when you do that. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of why I feel like they didn't punish her yet with Snoop Dogg being announced to make appearances and stuff on AEW because they're starting to realize like, yo, she was on 2 episodes. You're on the season finale wrestling Boba Fett, my nigga. Like you're over here wrestling like, bro, I don't care. Dog, that's iconic to me, my nigga. Like that alone, like, bro, you get number one. You done fought Mandalorian and Boba Fett, and you done wrestled every woman on your roster, my nigga. Like, didn't her and no, I don't think her and EO didn't wrestle.
American Bash.
Okay, did they?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yo, see. Yeah, I definitely like that's me being biased. I ain't gonna front. Kota Ibushi's really number one, man. Like, I was just a Star Wars geek, so I have to give her that. You know what I'm saying? But Kota Ibushi definitely number one, man.
That's definitely on my 2020 to watch Star Wars too. I mean 2021.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, the Mandalorian's a shit, bro. I like that better than anything else that they did. I ain't even gonna front, bro. Those old ones, like a couple of them is like 2 or 3 of them is Anakin just like chasing after the pussy like for like 6 hours of this nigga chasing after the pussy. Like shit is hilarious, dude. But yeah, man, that's my top 10, man. It's between Ibushi and Banks for me, man. Different reasons.
But all right, man. Shoot. Thank you for having you on, bro. I'm about to get into some I'm about to do these rap joints real quick. Then close this joint out, man. Thank you.
All right, bro. I'm about to go take a little smoke break. I'm still gonna tune in or whatnot, but I'm about to get up off here, man. Let you get the full screen, man. I ain't as knowledgeable as you in the music, man. You know what I'm saying? But what I do, I do love to watch your music podcasts you and Loso do, man. Because as an old head, I don't be up to date on all the new music. So when I listen to your podcast, I'll be writing down shit for recommendations. Like I listened to your review when you was talking about like Gibbs or not Gibbs. What's my dude's name, man? Oh boy, with the Alfredo.
Oh yeah, that's Gibbs. That's Gibbs.
Yeah, Alfredo, bro. Like I heard that one back. I'm just like, yo, that I haven't even heard 10 new albums this year. Like, bro, I'm so out of the loop. But I heard that one from your recommendation.
My 2020. I'm gonna show you my 2020 top albums that my title pulled up. Trust me, you'll see all the old shit I've been listening to.
Oh no, man! I'm interested in getting your new list. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no! Oh yeah, I got that pulled up.
I'm literally gonna write that down and go listen to it because I'm like, I don't know where to start. I'm an old nigga, bro. I don't know where to start, bro. So like, I know you extra knowledgeable in the music, bro. But I'm logging up off of here, man. Salute real quick, man. Make sure y'all go follow Top Shelf TV on YouTube and on Facebook and Twitch, the whole effing show, man. Thank y'all for having me up on again, man. My brother's up in Bullet Club. You already know what's up, brother. I'm up out of here. Peace out.
All right, bro. All right, man. Shout out to my boy Dre, man. Yeah, that was some. Oh, that was a crazy conversation with that wrestling shit. But let's get into this rap shit, man. Let me start with battlers. Start with the battle rap, man, because battle rap was a crazy year this year, man. COVID definitely was another thing that affected it. No crowds at all. But with that, we was able to see a lot of great lyricism this year, and a lot of dudes was exposed this year of not being that crazy. They really needing them crowds. So first, I am going to start with my favorite rounds of the year. He had a lot of good rounds this year, man. Let's start with my number 10 is Geechee Gotti's third versus Snake Eyes. Oh my God. Him breaking down the whole CK Crip Killer shit with him wearing, but it's Calvin Klein. It's Calvin Klein. Like that shit, he was talking to Snake, man. And in a sketchy battle that wasn't one of Geechee's best performances, that third was one of them joints. Coming in at number 9, I got Mook's third versus Rock. Just him just starting off with the whole, you know what I'm saying, reenactment of Briz and T-Top calling them, you know what I'm saying, talking about his moms and saying Rock was egging it on and all of that such. Then we get the whole tranny situation, all of that stuff in there. Like it was a lot of craziness in that third, but it felt like it was the game winning closer. Like it was nothing Rock probably could have said after that really would have made him win that round. It was such a good round, man. Number 8, I got Real Six third versus Chilla. I thought this was a really good third round, man. Him breaking down the whole cons of ghostwriting in that nature that, you know what I'm saying, Chilla Jones was bringing up, saying that he ghost wrote for other rappers and such of that nature. Him bringing that up and breaking that down was really dope. I thought it was such a great constructed third round. And I felt like, to me, kind of got him that third round. Number 7, I got Kid Chaos first round headshot versus Real Sick. Sorry. Versus Real Sick. I mean, you talk about creativity, slight, you know what I'm saying, anger, you know what I'm saying, coming off the Luke Castro battle. Oh man, it was so dope, so dope. He was talking about like so many like just stereotypical things that battle rappers do, and even Real Sick had to laugh at some of the stuff that he was saying. It was just really interesting. Number 6, Cortez third round versus Saga. He had just had one of his homies passing, and just the pain that he was just like Cortez is a spitter, and this pain he was spitting in that third, man, it was just undeniable. Undeniable. I had to put that at my number 6, man. My number 5, Frack, second round versus Disaster. The papers, the graphics, all of that stuff. When I mean room shaker and the little bit of people that was there, everybody watching that was like, yo, he just bodied him in his round. It was crazy. In fact, that he smacked the papers down. Disaster smacked the papers down and he pulled out the other. Oh, no. Dumb, crazy, son. Dumb, crazy round from Frack. Super crazy, man. I can't wait till they start dropping them battles. I'm gonna watch that one first. Number 4, Ryder's second versus Mike P, the controversial round of the year. I mean, you talk about impact, effect, like great construction. Like he did his thing with that round, and just everything that fell after that round with Mike P just having a weird ass year after that, you know what I'm saying, pretty much quitting versus Bill Collector, quote unquote retiring from battle rap, even though we know he's coming back. A lot of shit, man. And all that from that second round. I had to put it on there, man. And number 3, another crazy round from this year. Mike P second round versus Danny Myers. I mean, I know I just said everything about Mike P and what happened in the second half, but his first half was insane. And this was the meat and potatoes of it. Oh man, dog. He was talking so crazy to Danny Myers about his his attention to him battling and the attention he has towards his family and his wife and all of that nature, the bars he was having, the what was it? The I forgot. It was like something about like a bar or something like that. But it was crazy, man. Super, super crazy. One of my favorite rounds of this year. Even though with all the craziness he had this year, that round is still insane, man. Still insane. You would have thought it was a third round the way he had the room shaking. Like Danny Myers had to. It took him a while to get that room quiet before he was able to spit again, man. For real, for real. Number 2. Quick puff of the puff. Number 2, I got Daylight second round versus Tay Rock. That space scheme, I mean, the rock schemes, all of that. It was so much great rapping, schemes, punches, name flips, anything you wanted in there, he gave it to you in that round. And it was at the highest level I've seen this year. Like, shout out Daylight. Y'all know what he did in that battle. That battle was amazing. And number 1, the career ender, Big K's first versus Adi Boom. I mean, what else do you gotta say? The man pulled out the papers on the man right after he got out of jail on his return battle, and it's been downhill for that man since. Like Big K destroyed that man's career with that one round. And some people say Adi probably won the battle. Who knows? I don't care. That battle, that one round destroyed that shit crazily, bro. Crazy. And that's my 10 rounds of the year, man. Shout out to them dudes for putting in really great work with the pins and you know what I'm saying, constructed some really great rounds for those battles, man. Next, I have my best. I'm gonna go with my battles of the year. Starting with number 10. Man, I feel RBE's best battle this year. Sharon versus Chef Trez. I mean, you talk about just crazy punches, freestyling, rebuttals, the freestyle round. It was so dope, man. Such dope shit, man. It was funny at times. It was crazy at times, man. Like it was a lot of fun. Like it was a fun battle, very fun battle, man. Shout out to them, man. Those dudes are really crazy with the freestyle shit, for real, for real. Number 9, I got Chilla Jones versus Real Sick. Rookies versus Vets 2. I mean, I feel like this battle, along with you know what I'm saying, going along with Chilla's year, like this is another knock to his year, just of great performance, great bars, and Real Sick just coming off his loss from you know what I'm saying, Ultimate Madness. He came to play with this battle. And I feel he brought some really, really great rounds to Chilla Jones that really like made that battle very, very, very debatable in my opinion. And just to say, a lot of the battles on my list are really probably very debatable or were really impactful. Number 8, I got Saga versus Nitty from the Update 2.0 card. I mean, these dudes were just rapping their ass off, man. The Saga coming to play against a rare form Nitty. Like Nitty always is, you know what I'm saying, coming to play. So it's nothing. You're never gonna really see him slank on me other than like he kind of did later in the year, but wasn't too bad. But them two dudes, they showed up and showed out, man. Another battle that's very debatable, very, very debatable. That was the beginning of Saga having an amazing 2020. We know it fell short at the second half, but he started off very strong, and this was the beginning of that. Number 7, I have B-Dot versus T-Top. You talk about battle of the night of Summer Madness 10. These dudes went at it. I mean, only reason why it's a little low on my list, I just feel like T-Top's second round just really pissed me off, man. Like he just sounded so dumb. I mean, once they started saying shit about Umar and all of that stuff, I was like, come on, fam. Like, that's how you know niggas don't be knowing shit about shit. But other than that, first round, third round, B-Dots for 3 rounds, all of it, great rapping, great angles, you know what I'm saying? when you had B-Dot talking to T-Top's daughter in the third, like it was crazy, man. Crazy. Love that battle. Number 6, I have Mike P versus Danny Myers. Talk about two dudes, great rapping, great punching, you know what I'm saying? Great angles. I love, you know what I'm saying, how Danny pretty much got himself out of that second round. It was still a crazy, like Mike got the second, but he still held himself up even to the third round. You know what I'm saying? In the first round, like that battle is very debatable, but it's a very, very dope battle. Very dope battle. Danny Myers was, you know what I'm saying, been putting in work all this year, for real. Number 5, I mean, another Danny Myers battle, but him versus Easy. I mean, this battle, oh my God, you talk about crazy moments, crazy bars, the energy in the room. Like this was just one of my favorite battles of this year, man. You talk about that Confederate flag line from Easy. I should have put Easy's third in my top 10 rounds, probably too late, but honorable mention if anything. But yo, crazy. Danny's second round was crazy, going at Easy's girl. Oh my God. And their first round was is a very debatable battle, but they were at each other's necks. But that third round from Easy, whoo, what'd he say? Put a Confederate flag outside my door and I ain't get raided yet. Oh my God, bruh. Who sell drugs in your universe? Cause I do. Come on. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. And number 4, I got Vixen the Assassin versus First Lady Flames. I had to show the ladies some love, man. But it's not even that. Just them two were going at it, man. Like it was very like Vixen, not even Vixen. I mean, First Lady, for a lot of people who don't, haven't seen her in her battle versus Coffee or any other battle that she probably was in. I'm not sure. I know I've seen a battle versus Coffee, but you really didn't know what to expect from her. You know what I'm saying? You knew what Vixen was probably going to come with, or maybe if she was going to be able to excel from the DNA battle, but she brought the same energy, man. And Vixen brought that pen, and it was just the shit they was talking. It was, oh my God, that battle of the night for that card on one of the best cards this year too. Shout out to the ladies, man. Yeah, man, Vixen and First Lady Flames, my number 4 battle of the year. Number 3, I got Twerk versus Chilla, man. Early on that card, I think that was on one of the app card or something like that. But oh my God, the fucking Chilla's schemes, man, sports schemes, the fucking Twerk with the jersey over, like the Chilla flips, man. Oh, the Dipset line. Oh my God, man. It was so much craziness in that battle. Like two dudes. I feel that was probably Twerk's best performance this year. I mean, probably close second for the Danny Myers. You know what I'm saying? With Danny Myers probably coming in a close second, but man, he was in his rare form in this battle also. And this was another battle for Chilla, like to start off a great year. And like I said, to Chilla to come in and make this battle debatable against a Twerk like this, pause, was incredible. And these dudes were rapping at their best, man. Rapping at their best. Shout out to them two dudes, man. Number 2, one of my favorite rivalries in battle rap finally happening and concluding. Saga versus B-Dot, man. You talk about great angles, great rapping, the setting, the sunset on the roof, the like shadow drop, all of that it encapsulates just being like one of my favorite battles. The replay value on it, amazing. The Saga third, bringing up the whole football joint against B-Dot, crazy. You know what I'm saying? B-Dot's first round for like, oh my God, man, such a great battle. I'm not Ben Swayze or none of these dudes who know, you know what I'm saying, joints right off the tippy top of my head or nothing like that. But man, such an amazing battle. And when you just have a rivalry, you know what I'm saying, of that type that finally happens and it meets his expectations and then some, that's really great to see, man. Really great to see. And my number 1 battle, come on, Tay-Rock versus Daylight, man. We got the best Tay-Rock I've probably ever seen versus a Daylight in rare form talking that shit. And some people may say like, oh, Daylight won, whatever, but that battle, we all won with that battle. Like them dudes were spectacular. Like the middle of a split day and a half, you know what I'm saying? Like the middle of the day. I told you, said the space schemes, you know what I'm saying? All the rock flips from Daylight, the crazy third round from him. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? It all makes sense. Oh my God. Insane, man. But that's my top 10, man. Some honorable mentions, man. Clone versus Hayes from Grand Prix, Math versus Jag from RBE, Saga versus not Saga, what's his name? Jada Nightwing versus Real Sick, Ultimate Madness, DNA versus Vixen, Chess versus O Red. You know what I'm saying? That's a couple, you know what I'm saying, to throw out there. But yeah, man, those are some of my battles of the year. And to cap that off with my battlers of the year, I'm gonna start with number 10 with Saint. I thought he's just been amazing in the Grand Prix. Just some of the best rapping I've heard in that shit. I was probably outside of maybe, you know what I'm saying, XL, Eddie I, you know what I'm saying, Hayes, but he's been rapping his ass off of it over that shit, man. I feel like you put him anywhere, he's gonna be a threat, man. Definitely gonna be a threat. He had to come in at my number 10. Number 9, I got Real Sick. I feel like even though he lost with the in the Ultimate Madness joint, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he had a great battle with Kid Chaos, a great battle with, you know what I'm saying, Chilla Jones, which I feel is very debatable. Went on to, you know what I'm saying, go on and cook, you know what I'm saying, B Magic. And all of his rounds this year have been great rounds. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely have to put him on my list. Danny Myers coming in at my number 8. I feel like he's been very consistent this year. Win, lose, or draw. You know what I'm saying? He's been having great performances. I feel like his only bad performance was against Jerry West, but outside of that, he did really good versus Torque, did really good versus Mike P, did really good versus Emerson Kennedy, did really good in Ultimate Madness. In the Ultimate Madness tournament, he did really good versus Easy. Like he had a really solid year this year. So got him coming in at my number 8. Number 7, I have Vixen the Assassin. I mean, with 2 battles on her plate, the impact of those 2 battles, she has to be on this list. Some of her rounds were great, and I feel like both of her battles that she had were battles of the night on great cards. So I got to put her on here at number 7, man. Number 6, Jerry West. You talk about just the rise of a star this year, man. Outside of his, you know what I'm saying, performance with Arsenal, I wasn't too crazy about, but he had an amazing year. You know what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw. Also, like him, his battle versus Chilla, crazy. His battle versus B Magic, cooked. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about quarantine battles. But he really did amazing this year, man. He cooked Danny Myers shit up. Like, and he just, like I say, he fell short again in the Arsenal battle, but he still was him, but it wasn't. Arsenal was just in rare form. Number 5, Shine, undefeated this year. Was the battles too crazy? Nah, but I felt you gotta give light to a dude who is going undefeated this year, like against a E Hart, you know what I'm saying, against a Chess, you know what I'm saying, but he wasn't too crazy versus Pat Stay, but 3-0, like I don't know, man. I think undefeated has to be in top 5. I think it's just right. You know what I'm saying? Number 4, Geechee Gotti. Consistency all throughout the year, man. You go from Verb. Who else he faced this year? Clips. The 2-on-2. Snake Eyes. What else we have? The Goods battle. Like I might be missing one, but really, solid, good year. Rounds always going to be good for him. You know what I'm saying? I got to give it up to him. You know what I'm saying? Geechee Gotti's one of the best in our, you know what I'm saying, of the era right now. Like we got to give it up to him. Like he's been consistent every year. And number 3, I got Ill Will, Mr. 2-in-1. You know what I'm saying? Cooked 2 people in one day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he got, you know what I'm saying, he got the win over Danny Myers. Who else did he battle this year? Oh, clearly beat John, which is John that cooked Chess. You know what I'm saying? Who's, you know what I'm saying, a very hard opponent to, you know what I'm saying, go against on the Summer Madness. and he made it look easy. He made all of his wins look easy this year. You know what I'm saying? It's another person you could say went undefeated this year. So shout out to Ill Will, man. Definitely great year, man. I hope he gets some even bigger plates to show his greatness, you know what I'm saying, in this coming 2021. Number 2, I got B-Dot, you know what I'm saying? You talk about just great rapping, you know what I'm saying? Every battle he's been in, probably outside of the second round for him with Chilla, has been either battle of the year caliber or battle of the night caliber. And with that alone, you got to put him at number 2. And the only reason why he's not number 1 is because the person who's had that same type of accolades beat him in their one-on-one battle. So I just had to give him the edge in that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, B-Dot had an amazing year this year. You know what I'm saying? Beat Rum Nitty on the roof. Rooftop Dot was born this year, and he was cooking on that motherfucker. Him and the Saga, him versus in the 2-on-2 with him and Geechee versus, you know what I'm saying, the Four Horsemen. What else we had? We had the pardon me. I said, yeah, versus T-Top and Summer Madness. Then we get, you know what I'm saying, him versus Chilla Jones. He called him out, you know what I'm saying? And we got what we got outside the second round. It was a really great battle. A really great battle still. So I gotta put him at my number 2, man. Gotta put him at my number 2. Oh, I forgot about the Holmesy battle, man. The round, like I said, man, so many great rounds this year, man. So many great rounds. Chilla Jones, number 1, like consistency, man. You talk about a dude who left KOTD, you know what I'm saying, former champion, came over to back to URL to show that he can hang, he can really hang with some of the pins and some of the people that, you know what I'm saying, they claim they couldn't hang with. Come over here, has a debatable with Twerk, possibly beat him, you know what I'm saying? Who goes on the rooftop with Geechee Gotti, debatable, possibly beats him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of either great debatable battles, or, you know what I'm saying, or wins against him. Jerry West, you know what I'm saying? I might be missing a couple, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little high, but we go all the way to the, you know what I'm saying, to the B-Dot battle. Like, he wins that battle. Damn near, like, he feel like he came like with that battle with a purpose, and it's like he knew what he wanted to close out the year with. And I had him winning that battle, and it's like, yo, oof, you got to give him the number 1, man. You got to give him number 1. And it's great to see from me, because I know the year, like, I think it was like 2016, you had, you know what I'm saying, it was him versus Chilla Jones. And I mean, him versus Danger Zone, and a lot of people felt he should have won it that year. So it's good to see him. For me, I feel like he definitely is the clear winner for this year. So shout out to Chilla Jones, man. Shout out to Chilla Jones, most definitely. But I think I'm gonna cap it at that, man. I'm gonna save our rap list for me when me and Loso link up. So shout out to everybody that came on, everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my boy Dre for coming on for the wrestling. We're gonna get up out of here, man. This is Ari Starks. Follow everybody, man. My boy Loso on Instagram at @the_marketable1 on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram at Get Your Bars Off Podcast for the Get Your Bars Off Podcast clips. Follow us at Get Your Bars Off Pod on Twitter for us when we go live. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on, you know what I'm saying, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Get Your Bars Off Podcast. You know that, man. And once again, man, rest in peace to everybody that passed in 2020. Hope everybody has a great 2021. Have a happy new year. Rest in peace, MF Doom. It's your boy Ari Starks, man. I'm out.